Comic said the adventures of Dispatch continue into
There we go. Everything should be operating correctly. Yes, it seems that way. All right. Okay, yes, there we go. All spick span, neat, tidy, and trim. Then we can move over here. Get the comic set up. Pull out my book. Make this full screen for a better viewing experience. Pause that music. And we begin our chill reading music. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so last we left off, Nina and Thomas were watching shows in order to try and get some ideas on how to write a documentary, which I would have no idea how to write that. I've never written a documentary or anything. I mostly do fiction, much like Thomas. Alright. So, what would you do if you saw a ghost? I'm not sure anymore. Probably think I was having a stroke. You wouldn't be scared or excited? I don't know. On some level, the paranormal has been ruined for me. If it actually happened, I'm not sure I would recognize it. I think I would scream, cry, and wet myself. Not necessarily in that order. It's important to be flexible in the moment. Meanwhile, the long and short of things is that your father kept meticulous records, and there's no money unaccounted for in any of these ledgers. It doesn't mean he didn't have a hand in things, but he's extremely careful if he did. I concur. We checked each other's work twice. Perhaps there was some other kind of arrangement. If so, it's not recorded in these documents if it's recorded at all. Well, I appreciate your thoroughness. It was a long shot that we would find anything so easily. My father was fastidious about everything in his life. Tracking his secret activity was bound to be a challenge. We gave it a solid try. Well, work starts early tomorrow. We're to be heading home. Shall we take these boxes back to your truck? No. You ladies have done more than enough for one night. My son and I can do it. Right. Well, we'll clean up here and wait for you in the car, Reggie. You've made good friends, son. I'm glad to know you've become a good judge of character. I'm beginning to wonder if you are. I know it's hard for you to make friends, son. Your mother is the same way. Gets under people's skin too easily. And we raise you to expect a lot from people. Maybe too much. That comes with being a man of principle. Help people rise to your level. Don't lower yourself to theirs. Grandfather said that to me many times. Took me a long time to learn how to do that. Even now, I don't always. You miss him a lot, don't you? More than I thought I would. Much more. We were good at the same things. That's why I came back here. I worked with him every day for years, but I still don't think I really knew him. Guess we thought we'd have time to talk down the road. Working hard, it was how he showed love to his family. Like father, like son, huh? For he and I, yes. But just because you and I aren't alike, doesn't mean I don't love you. I could have forced you to be like me, trained you to do exactly the same thing. But I knew you needed to find out who you are. My father gave me that chance too. Whatever you choose to do, you'll always be my boy. And I know you'll make me proud. Hug. And that single tear. Ah. It's the good shit. Your grandfather left me before I had a chance to say all the things I wanted to say. I don't want you to feel like you need to chase my ghost around after I'm gone. I think you're wildly overestimating my desire to know things about you, Dad. Maybe so. Anyway, that's as emotional as I want to be for the next 5 years or so. We can put this back up then. We can pick this back up then. Suits me just fine. Joe, you record all that?
Yeah, I never stopped. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Guys forgot I was here again. I'll delete it.
No, don't do that. Keep it. Someday I'll be glad to have it. Just don't let the others see, okay?
Okay.
Poor Brooksy.
Your dad is cool and nice. It's lucky you still have him. Wish I could, rent him for sage advice.
I'll run your offer by him. He's a capitalist, after all. Plus, he enjoys advising people.
That's why you know so much stuff about old buildings, huh?
Yeah. You and Grandpa taught me a lot. I guess I've always taken it for granted. To work on that.
You know, for an evening of going over old records, this was fun. I haven't done this kind of thing since I was still in school. I still know I haven't forgotten it all. I'm glad it wasn't boring for you. Although I guess scrapbooking isn't much more exciting. Next time, I'll think of something more interesting. Honestly, finding the corpse, I'm okay with boring. At least for a while. Indeed. Fair enough. This is nice. Forgot what it was like to make a new friend outside of work. Well, I got involved because of your workmates. That's tangential, at least. Yeah, but I mean, we don't work together. Once I got out of school, I stopped meeting new people. No social drinking or anything. It's like, how do you even make friends once you grow up? I started a niche social club out of a library with my childhood friends. My circumstances significantly deviate from the norm, much like my interests. What do you actually do in your club anyway? Normally we talk about our shared interest, but mostly we end up playing games and eating snacks. I love snacks! Yes, you struck me as a woman of culture. Maybe I could join your club. Well, I'm not sure you'd like it, but it would be nice to have a new member. How do you feel about anthropomorphic artwork? I don't know. Seen it in passing, I guess, but I never really stopped to, look at it, you know? Indeed. It's a bit of a rabbit hole once you really start to delve. With furries, things can get a bit...
ads. There we go. Everybody. retweet the socials, as is our want. Okay. There we go. Everything should be spick and span. Yep.
With furries, things can get a bit sexually charged, especially the further you go. Oh, like having sex in mascot costumes? That kind of thing? No. Well, I mean, that can be a part of it, but that's not the whole community. That's just the part that gets the most attention from normies. Honestly, it's just a social club that uses interest in a niche art form as a place to start. It doesn't get any weirder than any other club. In fact, it's almost easier because everyone starts with their cards on the table, so to speak. Huh, okay. Weird stuff was kind of what made it interesting, though. Well, it can get weird. Super weird, even. It's just, that's not the only thing. I don't know why I'm so flustered trying to explain it. See, this is how I can tell we're gonna be good friends. You're nervous because you already care about my approval, which is the right way to feel. Haha, maybe you're right. I guess the dynamic just feels different, since we were thrown together in this historic discovery. Yeah, I can see that. It's been weird. I had a civil conversation with Reggie. I don't think anyone would expect that, least of all me. Maybe it's hand of fate or will of God or whatever you want to call it, guiding us to a better future. That's a quaint yet romantic notion I find very comforting, actually. Should we make another trip for the table? No, it seems like we're gonna be coming back anyway. Let's just leave them. If something happens, I think I can afford 2 card tables. Listen to Mommy Warbucks over here. Now I see why you and Reggie get along. Got that big spender attitude. What can I say? My family is very good with money. If you ever need an accountant, let me know. I'd like to join your club. Sorry, were you guys waiting long?
No, we just saw my father off. But let's not dawdle. Work comes early for some of us.
Cool, I'm out. Later, guys.
Where do you think you're going?
Home? I live a block that way.
The middle of the night. We're driving you home.
Don't be silly. I can walk home by myself. I'm a big girl.
You aren't a big girl by any relevant definition.
Oh yeah, and then it's the
yeah, it's the interlude page where he does the I believe, yeah, this was in 2021, like at the height of pandemic. Yeah.
Thomas, I think I could get famous on OnlyFans.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable answering that. Why are you asking me of all people?
I have a stage name and I want to get unbiased feedback about. Stage name ideas I want to get unbiased feedback about. Number 1, Spicy Brown. Number 2, Madame Rumpadour. Number 3, Fancy Backside.
You just wanted to tell me the names you came up with, didn't you?
Mostly.
OnlyFans seems like an odd career path for someone who is cripplingly shy.
Different when people aren't really there.
Yeah, but they are real. They exist. At some point, your brain will realize that.
Don't ruin this for me, Blackwell.
Sorry. Just don't want it to catch you off guard later.
Yes. I might put my dream of being cute and playing Xbox for money in danger.
You only want to play games, why not just use Twitch?
I'm gonna. It just says only using one place is chump style.
Does she now?
Yeah, she says if you put everything in one platform, then they can take everything away from you whenever they want.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you need to start an OnlyFans.
Well, yeah. I think I might have $1 million ass.
No comment.
It's okay. As a dude, objectively, is my butt worthy of a subscription service? I give you permission to frankly evaluate my cute little butt.
No way. I'm not falling for that again.
Okay, but I choose to take your refusal as an endorsement. Fancy backside. That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty amusing. Have you ever thought of starting an OnlyFans?
Not as such, but I guess in a way. Thought I might like to start an ASMR channel on YouTube. It wouldn't have to be explicit, but I'd also like to maybe try sexy roleplay as ASMR.
It conflicts me very much to say this, but it's a perfect match for you. Even on a bad day, you're like a human sleeping pill.
I really like ASMR. You get tingles like they talk about.
Sometimes, but it's usually more like... I don't know how to describe it exactly. It used to happen when I was in school, too. Like I entered this state of being where I can memorize anything I hear. It's almost like a cheat code for my brain.
Really? That's so interesting. I feel like I took very soothing Viagra.
A soothing Viagra.
Yeah, like a Morris, but really calm. Haven't you ever felt so safe with someone in that way? Like it starts all slow, then you slowly work up to the best sex ever?
I guess not, but now I really want to.
This conversation went to a weird place.
Yes, but one worthy of us.
Keep you quiet and lurking.
Okay, no worries, Seto. Enjoy your lurk. We do have a lurk command if you want to use it.
What if Carol made an OnlyFans?
Man, I don't know. It's not like I own her, but I'm not sure how I would feel. Like, if he was dead set on it, I would be supportive, because obviously it would be a success. But at the same time, I think I would be seething with jealous rage perpetually.
That's weirdly romantic.
It's weird that you think that.
Thomas, jealousy is just like anything else, perfectly acceptable in moderation. If someone is hitting on your girl, she wants you to get jealous. It's not murdered, cut up, and dumped at a national park levels of it.
Fair enough. Really strangely specific example, but I get it.
I've seen a lot of true crime videos. It's not a lot of gray area with jealous guys. Either just right or dead in a scenic location.
Well, I'm glad to know I'm reacting appropriately.
You know, Carol can sing really well. She likes performing. It's not the same as OnlyFans exactly, but is in some ways. If she got famous, you'd have to deal with that.
Yeah, I know. It genuinely worries me. Her voice is amazing. You really could become famous if she got noticed. And she could pick from millions of guys better than me.
Oh, come on. She'd only find a few thousand at best. You're a really good catch.
That series of words wasn't as comforting as I think you thought it would be.
T, as much as I love the idea of soulmates, happenstance dictates most of our lives. It's possible that someone might woo you away from her too.
That seems very unlikely. Not like women who've been beating down my door with offers over the years.
You say that, but I know you're too dense to realize when women are flirting with you.
How can you know that when you've never seen it happen? Wait, you've seen it happen?
T, you're the slowest smart guy I have ever known. Maybe the smartest slow guy.
No argument here. I still want to know who you've seen flirting with me.
You seriously can't read between the lines on this, can you?
No, but I am beginning to sense a danger.
Thomas, we have been flirting with each other for years.
That wasn't flirting. That was just us being mutually charming. Ear blushes. We appreciate the ear blushes.
Being charming at each other is basically what flirting is, Thomas. Getting someone to like you.
No, that's different. Flirting has romantic intent.
I suppose so. But you still have a very flirty personality, even with men. I can't believe you've never had a single romantic thought about me.
Not, like, seriously. I've always been out of my league.
T, I don't think you know what your league is, even what sport you're playing.
In my defense, it's dangerous to be wrong about flirting. You can get in big trouble if you misread the signals. Losing a friend is bad enough, but you can lose a lot more, especially if you're a dude. Safer to just assume the other party isn't into you if you can't tell.
Well, fair enough, I guess. I could never decide if you were flirting for sure or not either. Apparently we're both a bit dense. You more than me, obviously. That's kind of why I was blatant with my feelings about Edward. I didn't want someone to come along and get him before I could.
You definitely made your feelings clear to him.
Yes, the results have been much more clear than usual. All data indicates that extreme romantic aggression is the way to go. You're usually quiet tonight. Finally run out of weird nerd junk to talk about?
No, I've just been thinking about stuff I was talking about Nina and Joe with Nina and Joe today.
Go on then. What could they have brought up that got you so introspective, huh?
You know what OnlyFans is, right?
That's where the beautiful and talentless go to shake their tits for money, right?
Harsh, but not wholly inaccurate. Guess that means you never start one for yourself?
I didn't say that. It's just not plan A. I have skills and talents. But if I was backed into a corner, nothing would be off the table, including dancing on said table.
So it's not something you're morally opposed to?
Not at all. The world needs a way to keep losers from running rampant in the streets. That's what porn is for.
The framing makes me wish I didn't agree with you.
You can make a living shaking your ass for losers and it doesn't bother you. More power to you. The fact that now you can do it online in the safety of your house is just a bonus. Humanity needs that release valve. Plus, it's good that you don't need anyone to manage you now. You can set it all up yourself and don't have to share with some greasy asshole. That's pretty cool.
I never thought of that. I can see how that would be preferable. Seems like you've thought about it more than I would expect. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you'd have experience.
I do. I did pinup modeling for a little while.
Come again?
It's true. I was at Scott Park the summer before I went to college, and a lady asked me if I wanted to model.
Stranger just wandered up and asked if you wanted to model for money. Naked, I'm assuming?
Yep. Just topless, though. He was back home visiting her parents from California. I was out with friends in a bikini I'd begun to outgrow. He flagged me down, blamed a deal. It was very professional. Had a business card and everything.
I think I'm having an aneurysm.
You're so melodramatic about stuff. It's not that big a deal.
I guess. I mean, I know you existed before me, but It's weird to think about all the life that happened before me. Compared to me, you've had such a storied experience.
Yeah, but at the same time, I haven't had a super tragic life or whatever. I just did stuff. I like to try stuff out sometimes. Living on the edge isn't my thing, but I like being close enough to it to feel the breeze on my big, naked boobs. Stunned silence, huh? Can't get witty about my titties?
Part of my brain still doesn't believe I could be this lucky. Disrupts my wit.
I'm glad the glamour hasn't worn off of me just yet.
I don't think it ever will. You always find new ways to surprise me.
You like my surprises, huh? Give me your phone.
Why not use your phone?
The website with my pics is sketchy, so we're putting yours in danger instead. I haven't thought about these pictures in years. What's that site called again? Aha! Here it is. Kill Me Cuties.
Kill Me Cuties? The hell kind of name is that?
The kind that appeals to the hot topic shopper. Rude tattooed looking for lewds. Here I am. Oh my god, look how tiny my boobs are.
Carol, for most people, that still wouldn't be tiny per se.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Just gotten used to being stunningly voluptuous.
The contrast really highlights how much you've grown. Plus your hair is totally adorable. Ear bletchies.
I know, right? Kind of want to go to super short again. It's too bad the rest of these are behind a paywall.
No, it's too bad the rest of these are behind a paywall.
Oh, I have a set of these saved in my closet somewhere. Made them give me copies of everything I did.
I'm going to resist the urge to beg, but I really must insist that I see this archive in the strongest terms possible. Fuck, I feel that. I miss my old body before kids. No, you're perfectly fine, Seto. Even if you're not comfortable in your current body, you are still perfectly 100% amazing.
You know, that doesn't sound completely unlike begging.
Danke, bitte. Differences are subtle, but they're there. I do have a modicum of pride.
Well, luckily for you, I think that's sexy. So I'll look for my archive the next time I'm home. If you're good, I might even bring my personal archive.
Personal archive?
Yeah, I've been taking tasteful photographs of myself since I got my first digital camera.
How long are we talking here?
Well, I've had a digital camera since they've been available. Basically the year I got out of high school.
You've been taking photos of yourself since then?
Not just me, but yes. Don't say it like it's some weird hobby. Taking pictures of yourself is basically our whole culture now. If anything, I'm ahead of the curve.
It would be hard to get ahead of you when it comes to curves.
That's right, I'm a trendsetter.
Except you almost never post pictures of yourself on social media. Post pictures of Friska. Oh, wait. Of course. Cat pictures.
That's right. The internet loves cats. Friska is a perfect fuzzy baby.
You realize you can get tons of likes with, one bikini pic, right?
Obviously. But the girls are weapons of last resort. We use only in times of dire financial peril.
What was the peril the first time?
Higher education. I was about to head off to college.
Selling your body to go to school. Very American of you.
It wasn't really to go, it was just some good extra money.
How much extra?
5,000.
Come again?
She offered me 2, but I got her to 5. If I had known what I was doing, I probably could have gotten more.
That much just for having your picture taken? I mean, I guess it makes sense. I just never thought about it before.
There's a lot of baggage that goes along with that stuff. Gotta pay well enough to make it worth it.
You ever worry about someone finding out?
Not really, especially these days, now that so many people have done it. Plus, it's not really a career killer for an accountant to have done nude modeling. Might even be a bonus.
There we go. Imagining an office with tasteful pictures of you in various states of undress, and sitting at a desk looking stern in a very tight suit.
Accounting with an intimidating sexual aura. Wonder if that would improve business or scare people off.
It would probably entice, repel, or scarouse each according to their personality. If I didn't know you, I'd be far too embarrassed to approach.
Overt displays of sexuality make you very uncomfortable, don't they?
I don't know the person extremely. A Hooters is like a living hell for me.
What do you do at the beach?
Going to the beach isn't a big issue in Kansas.
There's river and lakes and pools. You seen you've never gone swimming ever? You even swim?
I can, but I haven't since I was 12. Skimpy attire makes me anxious. Plus, I really don't like water I can't see the bottom of. So river and lakes are right out. I don't like being a part of the food chain in my spare time.
I didn't realize you were such a prude.
I'm not a prude. I'm not morally opposed to dressing in a sexy way or porn or whatever. I just get uncomfortable around that stuff publicly.
I mean, that's still kind of prudish.
Well, maybe so, but at least I keep it to myself. I don't try to enforce my stuff on other people.
So, if I started posting to a sexy website, you wouldn't stop me?
I would have a series of complex emotional breakdowns trying to decide how I feel about it. But ultimately, it's your body and your choice.
Yeah, but you have a say in our relationship, doofus. Wouldn't do it unless you were okay with it.
Well, maybe I would be. Eventually, anyway.
What if it was both of us?
Like, me being in sexy pictures with you? I don't think anyone wants to see me like that.
Well, I do. Set up a couple of lights and take pics to look back on when we're old.
I don't even know what to think about that.
Could totally set up a classy shoot for us both. High contrast, maybe black and white.
Can't decide if you're teasing me or being serious anymore.
I'll decide after I see how you react.
Evidence is mounting that you're a closeted exhibitionist.
I freely admit it's kind of thrilling knowing people are out there lusting after me. It's almost as good as when you're lusting after me.
Why is my lusting better?
Because you want me in spite of all my flaws. You know what I'm really like and you still love me. That really fucking turns me on. Beautiful eyes and sexy voice are a nice bonus though.
My eyes and my voice? That's your bonus features for me?
Don't act so surprised. If I didn't like your voice, we wouldn't be here. Since you never shut up.
So you actually enjoy it when I tell your skin is like unblemished marble, without your hair is as beautiful as the sunset, or that I might stand here entranced by your beauty as Thingol was by Melian, unmoving in my bliss while the world goes on around us.
I don't know who Thingol is or any of the other nerd stuff at the end. After you tell me, I'm pretty sure you're getting lucky, because it sounds very romantic, especially how you said it.
Ear blushies. A bit later. So, what is it I'm supposed to do? I don't really know how to look sexy.
I mean, Shy and Awkward is really doing it for me at the moment.
Boys don't really get taught how to do this kind of stuff. Super don't know what you want to see.
Yeah. Well, this thing can take like 3,000 pictures, so you just wiggle your junk around for me and I'll tell you what I want to see more of. Babe.
And we're back to the actual story.
Think I can make it a block without dying.
I disagree.
something were to happen to you, we'd never hear the end of it. For reasons I struggle to grasp, people are really attached to you. Aren't ending up dead, or I'm not saying that word, or any other thing on my watch.
Joe is annoyed, but also moved by your concern.
Reggie is simply annoyed.
Come on, baby bear. Reggie's right. Plus, I'd feel better if we saw you home too. I feel like I'm not being taken seriously. I'm an adult. Adult women are murdered all the time. Complacency was the downfall of many a morning jogger. That's one we don't have to worry about, is it? No kidding. Jogging is the worst. Spent the whole time hoping someone would kill me.
Oh, is this a good area? Is that why you chose to live here? I mean, you could basically live anywhere, right?
Well, I set a few rules for myself, but I did choose this place because it's well kept.
I don't really understand why you bother.
Important to learn how to be self-reliant. I don't want family money to define everything I am.
You didn't really go very far, did you?
Said I wanted a taste of self-reliance. I'm not ready for a buffet just yet.
This seems like such a weird thing to do. It would take a complete financial disaster to ruin your family. You don't really need to do anything.
I've lived a very sheltered life. Mom was very protective after my father died. After my sister died, she was terrified of losing me. I needed to establish some kind of independent life. Not just for me, but for her too.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Still, it's understandable. Kind of loss messes people up.
It certainly does. That's why I decided I needed a little distance. I could ease Mom into accepting me being my own person.
But not so much you had to stop being her little girl.
Something like that. Anyway, here we are, Joe. Later, guys. Thanks for keeping me safe from imagined evils. You're welcome. Don't wait up. Might stay the night at the library since it's so late. Ooh, how's your chance, Reggie? Be romantic on the way there. Actually, wait until I leave, okay?
I wasn't going to do anything.
Oh. You sleep in the library a lot, Alex? I'm not sure how often would count. I grew up with it being an extension of my home, so I don't think about it much. It must have been awesome for a kid. I used to dream about living in a place like that. I certainly appreciate it more now than when I was little. At that time, it was just how life was. My parents never flaunted our wealth, so I wasn't singled out over it until much later in life. We were expected to take care of things and fix them if they broke rather than buying new ones. This car has so many replacement parts, it's arguably not the same car.
Constantly repairing a car that keeps breaking down ends up costing you just as much over time. Because not only are you spending money, but you're also wasting time doing repairs. You have to know when it's time to throw in the towel.
That's true, but car manufacturers are trying to move to a business model where they make money doing repairs on proprietary systems that end users can't. This car is simple enough that a layman can repair all vital systems on their own. I can even replace the airbag myself if it came to it. Once you lose the ability to repair something yourself, you're at the mercy of the people who can. I don't trust the automobile industry to be fair if they get that kind of power over me.
Well, it's a reasonable fear to be sure. It's still wrong to throw good money at a lost cause.
I agree. Being able to judge what is or is not a lost cause is key. Is this your car? Does your family own it or something? It's mine. I bought it from my grandfather at an extremely reduced price, though. He essentially gave it to me, but I paid what I did with my own money. So you get a regular paycheck and everything? Listen, I love the library, but I wouldn't spend so much time there if it wasn't my job. The general public is full of entitled monsters I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. Jeez, I didn't realize it was so bad at the library. Please don't misunderstand, it's far from terrible, but things have been deteriorating over time. Homelessness has steadily been increasing. We've had a few scary incidents. Rather than providing assistance, the city has simply been ignoring the issue. But even the average patron no longer respects the institution the way they once did. The books are tagged to keep people from wandering out with them. And we've been debating about hiring some kind of security. It's death by 1,000 cuts. 1,000 paper cuts. Been like that at the store too. When I first started, people weren't great. But they just kept getting worse. Vandalism, theft, destruction of stock, poop found in random places.
You seem to want to shop in a literal shithole now.
Yeah, it makes it harder to provide good service because it just wears you down. I can empathize. We're looking into installing cameras in the corners of the library because finding a fresh pile of human feces in the periodicals is no way to end your day.
There we go. We're here, making sure everything's still taken care of. Yes.
I swear. What is wrong with this town? Is this just how it is everywhere? People shitting like animals wherever they please?
I wish I knew. The library has 9 toilets for public use, not to mention 6 sinks. Restrooms are never full. Someone is making a choice to shit where they should not. Man, I sound like a car full of old people.
Expecting people to behave with a minimum degree of civility is what it means to be old, and bring me some hard candy.
Indeed. Then get right the fuck off my lawn. Well, I can't say I disagree, really. I just wish things would get better. Feels like people don't appreciate what they have anymore. And if it keeps going like this, things will just get worse and worse.
Once the stores close, it'll be too late. I guess I'll just find something else to ruin. Like cancer moving through a body. But they'll miss it after it's gone. I'll be like, remember how you used to be able to hold stuff before you bought it?
I'm sure there will always be stores of some kind. The fate of media stores like yours does seem unclear. There's certainly going to be some regret when things change. What about the library? Things must be changing for it too, right? Indeed, but it's a different kind of situation. We're under no obligation to anyone. Things get really bad, we could simply close the doors. That would mean jobs lost, but the legacy of the building itself is safe. We own it, we own the land it sits on. The city would love to get their hands on the trust. In the event of annexation, the trust defaults to my family. That said, it would be a terrible loss for it to fall into the hands of lesser men.
You'd think the city would appreciate the fact that you don't have to spend money on the upkeep of a library.
Parties who want to take it from us see it as an exploitable resource. Anything the city wants to do in the library requires our permission. Some people can't stand private citizens having a say in what will or won't be allowed. For decades, it wasn't a problem at all. With the course of my life, however, more self-interested persons have gained positions of power. The desires for control is extreme, even for politicians. Wow, I'd never guessed it'd be so intense having a library like family legacy. As far as problems go, defending the accumulated treasures of your forebears isn't so bad. I was blessed to be born into a wealthy family. Being a steward of that wealth is a privilege few will know. Certainly don't want to become the grandmother future generations blame for frittering it all away.
Boy.
How embarrassing that would be. Yeah, our family used to be rich, till great-great-great-grandma Alex blew it all on premium gaming skins and VR hookers and hypermeth.
Blarg. Blorg.
My father had some of that devil-may-care Bruce Wayne playboy in his character, or so I'm told. He tried all manner of dangerous activities. That's how he ended up dead, in fact. Plowed into a tree on a ski trip. Oh, that's awful. Must have been devastated. No, I was too little. I have no memory of my father. My grandfather took the place of a male role model for me. My actual father is just stories and images.
That might have been for the best in the end. Our grandfather is a good man. Dad sounds like a poor steward of wealth.
I think realistically you're correct, but I like to think he would have matured into the role. Plus, having a dad might have been nice.
Sorry, I was just thinking about it pragmatically. I wasn't trying to be rude.
And yet you do it so effortlessly. It's fine, I understood your intentions. As I said, it's probably true that my father was a weak link. It can be very difficult to properly appraise people when love is involved, or emotions generally. I'm not sure how I would feel if he was alive and had ruined the library. I expected I would be a very different person. Maybe it wouldn't mean so much to me if I had a whole family. Maybe I hold on tighter because I don't.
I don't think maybes matter all that much. Things are how they are. Family have served the town through the library for well over 100 years. Your own expense for the most part. A legacy like that is worth maintaining no matter how you slice it. I know I would want to protect it if it were mine.
Yeah, I don't blame you for attached to it at all. It's really cool to be a part of that. That it is. In spite of my losses, I've also been blessed. Recent events have only served to further illustrate that. Even more people of quality have become part of my life. Be careful going home, Carol. And thanks for helping with this impromptu outing. It was my pleasure. You sure you don't need help carrying anything in? I thought I might ask Reggie to help. You sly dog. Okay. Fun. See you tomorrow, Reggie.
Of course. Have a good night.
He's really into you. Don't screw it up, dude. I can't help but notice that all your relationships seem fraught on some level. Though I guess I've never seen you interact with a close friend.
I'm not sure I've ever had a close friend. I don't think it would be much different.
Really? Not one in your whole life?
I've had friends I thought were close. They've all betrayed me eventually. But they aren't my friends anymore. I guess they never really were.
Poor thing. That's so sad.
I suppose it is. I stopped noticing at some point, I guess.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not particularly. Let's get these boxes inside. I need to get to bed soon.
Something's in my eye.
You're very punctual about work, aren't you?
Can't get ahead by being late. Although it kind of seems like some people can get ahead in spite of it.
Punctuality isn't the only trait that can make one useful.
Yeah. Seems to be one of the few I actually have.
Be careful. I am. I think it was just an eyelash that skewed and started poking.
It sounds a bit out of character for you.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
You want to talk about it?
Not particularly. Just tired is all, I guess. Been a weird day for me.
Suppose the idea your grandfather might be connected to these morbid circumstances would be harrowing.
Not that. That's nothing. What's messing with me is the idea that my dad is human.
I guess I came to that realization early. Losing a parent forces a certain level of maturity.
Yeah, I suppose it would. Guess this all must seem similar to you.
Not at all. Your life is different from mine. It's only logical you'd come to things in your own time.
Look at everything in the logical way, don't you?
I'm passionate when the situation calls for it, and motivated by base desires quite often. I just find that reacting with logic causes less stress.
It gives you a weirdly calming presence. Not something I'm used to at all.
Our father and sister seem fairly calm.
They aren't calm so much as... I don't even know the right word. There's tension to my family. I don't know how to explain it to an outsider. We snipe at each other all the time. Like an endless game or something.
That sounds stressful.
It is. It's also how it's always been. I used to think every family was like mine. I'm only noticing it now because it seems abnormal compared to others.
I doubt it would be of much consolation, but your family dynamic sounds similar to Rena's. Abnormal may not be the best way to frame it. Atypical might be better.
Those words aren't really that different.
Yes, but abnormal has negative connotations, whereas atypical is more neutral.
Guess I don't see the point of using a slightly different word.
On some level, how you think about the world is your reality. If you want to change it, you change how you frame your perspective. Thinking with positive or neutral words can change how you experience life. In theory, anyway. You can put that box down right there.
Guess the idea of changing things with words just seems silly to me. How much difference can it really make?
Well, it's like calling someone an illegal alien versus an undocumented person. One sounds dangerous and one sounds clinical or boring. You can dehumanize someone by labeling them, which is one way a politician manipulates your perception. You can do the same thing to yourself.
Oh no. This seems like a fancy way to lie to yourself.
Silly boy. It's not lying, it's marketing.
Ooh. Someone went thunk. Jeez.
Marketing, huh?
Indeed. Take me for example. I could just call myself overweight or fat, but those aren't nearly as good as plump, full-figured, shapely, comely, curvaceous, Rubenesque.
Okay. Yeah, I'm beginning to catch on. That's good marketing.
Mr. Booth, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but this building has what amounts to a fully furnished apartment in the basement. I want you to stay here with me tonight.
I would love to, but I really have to be ready for work.
This location is much closer to your job than your house. This time saved more than makes up for the time we'll spend together.
Alex, I haven't even taken you on a proper date.
You found a hidden compound in a historic location. It's better than any date I've been on by an order of magnitude. I'm certainly not going to force you to do something you don't want. I'm not going to think less of you for being responsible. I'm just presenting an opportunity.
Not an animal controlled by base desires.
The fact that you're still talking is proof enough of that. And yet, I'm not hearing a no.
And you aren't going to.
Superb.
They fucking. Meanwhile, her body looks like mine-ish. Yeah, this comic has a lot of different body types, and it's really great.
Fell asleep watching your show, huh? You're pretty lucky. A less understanding woman might get jealous finding her guy sleeping with a hot blonde.
Oh, hey babe. Find whatever Reggie was looking for?
Well, I don't know if he found what he was looking for, but he found something. Maybe he got found. Either way, I think Alec is gonna fuck him senseless. Really? Wow. Wonder what it's like to work with non-sexually frustrated Reggie.
I love books. They're very calming. You know what I mean?
Never really seemed all that enthusiastic about them before.
Well, I don't really like reading, and audiobooks are easier to fit in while I'm driving. I like being around books. They muffle sound and smell good, and just kind of sit there, like a really organized forest.
Are you sure this has nothing to do with a certain librarian you're courting?
You never said it had nothing to do with her.
You're allowed to experience joy, Reggie. It's okay to just say you're happy to be in love.
Love?
What's wrong? Are you not in love?
I mean, I guess so. I hadn't really thought of it like that.
Your plushies. Not very in touch with your emotions, are you?
I'm a man, Nina. Being in touch with my emotions isn't a priority.
Life might be easier if you checked in on them every so often. Maybe just some general introspection is in order too.
I don't really go in for that kind of navel-gazing stuff. I mean, what good does it do?
Well, this is probably the longest conversation we've had in the entire time we've worked here. Not counting times you were also bleeding anyway. Which I think is a nice change.
I suppose so. But I still think I should have been made full-time instead of hiring another person.
Mike can't even do anything about the staffing rules right now. It's an argument you'll have to take up with the home office.
I tried, but you're right, unfortunately. I'm going to have to be happy with where I am, for now.
It's a pretty sweet gig, all things considered. Is that really so bad?
I guess not. It'd just be nice to feel a little more in control of my destiny. Even though I'm not even sure what my destiny is anymore.
The 4 main CD planograms need to come down. The new lifestyle ones need to go up. Not difficult work, but it'll be tedious. You need more shelves, come tell me and I'll get them from the back. Why not just give me the backroom code? Because those are the rules, dude. I don't make them, I just follow them. Most of the time you just barely follow them. Yes, like I said, I just follow them. Only just. Whatever, man. It'd be a lot easier to do if I had the code instead of having to find you every time. You want to take it up with loss prevention, be my guest. In my experience, it's much better if they never notice you though. No, in my experience, it's much better if they never notice you though. Eventually, everybody in this store is so scared of the LP team. As long as you aren't doing anything wrong, what's to be scared of?
Pout, pout, pout.
Our previous backroom manager got fired for eating Skittles that were already written off. Dude saw her eat a handful before pitching the rest. Fired her on the spot just because she wanted to taste the rainbow. Wait, why was she eating out of the trash? He wasn't. Kid opened a bag, had a handful, and threw them on the floor when his mom caught him. Apart from being open, they were perfectly fine. But it's against the rules to take stuff that's written off. So she got fired for eating something we couldn't sell anyway? Basically. Technically, we're not even allowed to fish stuff out of the dumpster, because sometimes people write off stuff they want and dumpster dive for it later. There's actually a lot of ways to get fired for claiming what is normally trash. And are off as dating, for example. Dating coworkers makes you trash that threw me in the dumpster with Joe. Still barking up that tree, huh? Or down at that shrub in her case, I guess. I don't think she's ever gonna warm up to you, dude. Even if she was single. That kind of defeatist attitude is why you're dating your hand. I'm in a polyamorous relationship with my hand and a lady, thank you very much. We don't conform to your sadly unimaginative understanding of love.
Sounds suspiciously like bullshit to me.
Oh no, whatever will I do without your validation? However will I go on?
Okay, I get it. You don't care what I think.
Very good. How's about we get these displays reset? Then we can spend the rest of the day screwing around.
Finally, something we can agree on. More quiet than normal today.
I was just thinking about something. If a dude came on my chest, that would make my boobs frosted mini teats.
Jesus, Joe. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
What can I say? Joe is a woman of many moods.
What's the name for this mood?
Human resources dumpster fire.
As your manager, I fear for both our jobs. As your friend, I'm glad I get to see this fucked up side of you.
I'm a delight.
No argument here. Kinda wish more people could experience it though.
Those people don't deserve me. I take too much effort.
Maybe so. Didn't seem like it to me, though. It was nice having someone to be quiet with.
Is it not nice to talk? Is it not nice now because I talk more?
No, it's nice. You're still more quiet than most girls. It's like comfortable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Joe is your favorite socks.
Not how I'd put it, but kinda, yeah. My parents aren't in my life either. Came out here with 3 sets of clothes in my shitty car. Pretty much nothing. You and Thomas are basically my family.
Family must suck if we're the upgrade.
Sucks about as much as your mom. One very much intended.
I think Mom might chill out if she sucked more. Being alone is maybe what made her crazy. He always got weird when Dad was away. Then he never came back, so...
Yeah.
You don't talk much about your before times much. Share your pain with me. Gain strength from the sharing.
I can't even remember what all I told you.
You're from Roswell, New Mexico, and came here from Amarillo, Texas. You transferred from Roswell to there to here. Some guy wanted you to find dirt on us and you betrayed him.
No, not betrayed. Found out he and your manager were corrupt. I switched sides heroically.
Okay, my bad. You became a good guy after finding out you were lied to.
There we go. That sounds more like how I remember it.
I guess I don't know much else from before. Parents are divorced, right?
Very divorced. From themselves, each other, and reality sometimes.
That's pretty divorced.
Yeah. They split when I was pretty young. I think Dad resented having to pay child support. All but vanished after that. No birthday gifts or anything either after a while.
That sucks.
Yeah, I felt cheated as a kid. But now I guess I get it. It was an accident he never wanted. I mean, he's still a piece of shit, but I get it.
That's nicer than I'd be around about it.
Doesn't do any good to be mad. I slept at his place after Mom kicked me out, before I left for Amarillo. We didn't connect or anything. He only ever really cared about himself. Mom's the same way. Selfish. I was only ever an afterthought to both of them. So, I learned not to rely on people, which was good in the end.
It doesn't sound very good. People should have people to rely on.
I don't know. I just got used to wanting not to need people. When I got there, it felt good.
Be homeless if people didn't help me.
Yeah, I'm glad you found people to help. But, imagine if you didn't need anyone else to exist. You'd be totally free to be or do whatever.
Guess it would be nice to feel secure.
It is. And I'm not saying you have to cut everyone out of your life. Just that it's good to be able to stand on your own if you need to.
this place closed tomorrow, I could pick up my stuff and go anywhere.
I don't know what I would do. Become a street urchin, maybe?
You'd move on, like everyone else. Someone would help you, not everyone in the store. That seems to be your passive skill. People just sort of want to help you.
Are you one of those people?
Sure, if I can. My life may not depend on you, but I'm not just gonna abandon a friend.
Doesn't me needing help stop you from being free?
No, it just makes helping you my choice.
I'm not sure I understand what freedom is for you.
I'm not sure I do either. Still kind of workshopping things. Better get back inside before they send someone out after us. We can talk while I do your department evaluation.
Okay.
Is there something wrong with that?
No, I'm just not afraid. Usually evaluations make me get nervous.
Well, we are friends after all. Brain knows I'll be fair.
Or I don't see you as an authority figure yet.
Also possible, if someone's sad.
Hey, never said why your mom kicked you out.
Right. Well, it wasn't just one thing. One thing was just the last straw.
What was that?
Well, it's like... Okay, I've never told anyone this, right? So this goes no further. Just between you and me, okay?
Okay.
Right. Well, my stepdad caught my stepsister and I having sex. Bum bum bum.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah, it was a huge deal. Started swinging on me and everything.
But you weren't related for real. She's just a stepsister.
Yeah, but he never liked me. And she's his little girl and all that, you know?
And she kicked you out over that?
She did.
Man, our moms suck.
No argument here.
I'm done helping Nina. What else needs doing? Oh, come on, man. You're gonna get me on a son of a... Damn it. Once the yelling starts, there's no fighting it.
Sorry, dude. Misery loves company. This company is all about misery.
When you say company, do you mean present company or the one we work for?
Good question. Probably both. Although I'm not sure Megatainment is expressly pro-misery.
Are you sure?
When it comes to my enemies, very much so. Their misery is a joyous nectar to me.
You always say junk like that. Most people seem to like you. What enemies do you actually have?
I'll print out the spreadsheet so you can familiarize yourself with it later.
You know, if you were anyone else, I wouldn't ask this. Do you actually have a spreadsheet of enemies?
Of course not. That would be crazy. No, that's the kind of thing you should never put on a computer. Too easy to find and use as evidence. Even typewriters are a bad idea. That's how they got the Unabomber, you know? You absolutely have to have an actual list and need to make it in a way that's much harder to trace back to you.
I feel like I'm going to have to repeat this conversation at your trial someday.
Oh, Reginald. They'll never catch me. Yep. Ads. We've got the ads. And then, as is our want, we retweet these socials really quick. Take a drink of water. There we go.
And welcome back, everybody who is stuck in ad hell. As always, we apologize for the ads. They do support the content here at the Endless Archives, but please consider subscribing. If you can, of course. No need to force yourselves.
You make it very difficult to decide if you're joking or if you're actually unhinged. You know that, right?
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Oh my god. Why are you like this?
Years of trauma coalescing into a framework of lies and half-truths that became my personality. Why do you ask?
Hoping to avoid whatever outcome this is in my eventual children. I don't die of embarrassment in my 40s.
Lies. Honestly, if I knew how to stop someone from turning out like me, I'd tell you. My parents are decent, hard-working people. And yet, here I am. Potential unrealized.
Guess I don't really have any room to criticize. I'm lower on the ladder than you. I don't seem to be climbing very fast.
It's okay. Punching up is good for your character arc. Makes you seem like a struggling hero. People love an underdog. Of course, once you're not an underdog anymore, they'll turn on you. But you can cross that bridge when you come to it. Or maybe just jump off. You know, be flexible in the moment.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. At the moment, though, I think I'll focus on the matters at hand. Which you should probably do too.
Yeah, I know. Just having trouble maintaining my motivation because I'm tired. Nina and I were trying to work on that documentary script. I gave up my bed so she wouldn't have to drive home so late.
That was very gentlemanly of you.
In spite of my detractors, of what my detractors might say, I do try to rise to the occasion when called upon to do so.
Rising to the occasion is why I'm tired too.
Can't help but find your inflection worrying.
Yeah, well, this is what you get for getting me involved in your weird club. Anyway, after our excursion to the hotel, I spent the night with Miss Melville.
Technically, you invited yourself. Be that as it may, I suspected that might happen eventually.
It did indeed. She asked me to. It was her idea.
That point seems very important to you.
Well, yes. It's my understanding that having women initiate things is uncommon. And as such, that makes me exceptional.
Well, you certainly are exceptional. Although I don't think it's for the reasons you think. Regardless, I hope she isn't some empty conquest you want to brag about to everyone. That sort of thing could be a problem for many reasons.
Of course not. I'm just happy and want to talk about it with a friend.
Fair enough. Why me instead of Wes?
Because he's uncouth when women are concerned. Especially women of a certain physique. I know you won't make fun of her. Or me. Not this, anyway.
You think so too, huh? And what have I done to earn this trust?
Well, it's pretty obvious you're into Carol. And she's, far from being a twig, shall we say.
Guess I must be pretty transparent if even you can pick up on it.
You hung around her the whole time we were in the hotel. Anybody with eyes can tell you have a thing for her.
Suppose there's no point denying it. My thing is in fact for her, and her thing is also for me. We're sharing our things with each other. Because sharing, as I'm sure you know, is caring.
Yeah, Sesame Street taught us all so much.
They said a few things about not judging people by their appearances too. But maybe you missed that day.
Appearance is one of the best places to start judging people. Even if you're wrong sometimes, most people tell you what they're like with their appearance.
What did Alex tell you with hers?
Well, she's very clean for starters. Her clothes never look dirty, and they always smell freshly washed. She's not gross or whatever. She also likes cake a lot, I guess. But she still takes care of herself, you know? I mean, there's worse character flaws than having an intense desire for cake.
No argument here. He seems very nice. He's quite a capable historian, I must say. Certainly took the idea of ghost hunting more seriously than we ever did. Although I don't think she seriously expected to find any ghost. Or a desiccated corpse.
But a corpse is a more reasonable thing to find than a ghost if you think about it.
True. As is love, it would seem.
Love. Yeah, I guess so. Actually kind of scary hearing you say it.
And there's a sure sign you actually care. Alright, everything looks good here as expected. I'm curious why you didn't use the same type of shelf for all the displays, though. Makes things look a little less nice than it could.
There's not enough of new ones to do all of it.
Seriously? I asked Mike to order more. Wonder if he forgot.
He's been trying to get more stuff for months. It just never comes.
Of course. My excitement over my promotion made me really briefly forget how things work around here. Alright, well, I'll add the shelf thing to my list of stuff to talk to Mike about. Maybe we can get a few things fixed if we both try. That's it for my planned activity. Thomas and Nita have their areas covered. I'm all yours now. You can work on whatever needs done.
Everything needs to be alphabetized again.
Just any task at all you need to help with, I can do. Whatever comes to mind. Sky's the limit.
Alphabetizing? Did I not say it loud enough?
Oh, I heard. Let's alphabetize.
You really don't like alphabetizing. To alphabetize, huh?
It's not the worst thing or whatever. It's just tedious. Like how reviewing ghost footage is.
You have so much footage from the hotel now, too.
Yeah, but Jess took off with it for her documentary thing. Not gonna have to review it, or do anything with it really.
But your voice doesn't have happy in it.
Yeah, well, feeling kind of left out of things.
How left out?
Well, I mean, Reggie swooped in and actually found something interesting. Like, something with evidence you can see without having to squint or anything. And Alex set everything up in the first place, with, like, facts and stuff you could verify with actual sources. Plus, now everybody else has something to do except me. I don't know how to make a documentary. Basically, I was just in the area where other people found stuff.
You were thrilled when she offered to do that.
Oh yeah. For now, all that was the boring part.
You got Alex to do all the boring stuff and now you're sad she did?
Yeah, I mean, no. I'm glad it all happened, just conflicted about stuff. 3 of us started it all, now I don't have a place.
Could help any of us do stuff. Just have to ask.
Yeah, but Jess doesn't like me. You and Thomas don't need any help.
And Alex?
Some kind of relationship with Reggie. Even though I thought maybe I was falling for her.
Come again?
I might be in love with Alex, or whatever. I don't know. Tried to let it go, but I keep thinking about it. I don't know. Just everything, I guess. She's a lot of fun.
Thought she wasn't your type.
Well, I thought so too. When I spent a bunch of time with her and it was just... She's got, like, layers, you know?
Like an ogre?
I mean, kinda. Comparing her to Princess Fiona seems kinda disrespectful, though.
Fiona is a good role model. And Alex is very wise. And weird. And fun.
Yeah, exactly. Stepped back because I didn't want it to be a whole thing. But I miss her. It does seem pretty funny to you, considering how it started.
I guess. In a really sad way. Like a mime fighting a juggalo to the death.
So wait. In this scenario, am I the mime, or... Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Mime.
Not asking what your thought process is on that. I will say I thought you'd be more supportive on this, though.
I'm supportive. I just don't know what to say. You and Alex are my friends. And Reggie is sort of my friend. Alex also pays half my rent. Plus, I work with you and Reggie. If everyone could be happy, that would be the best. In movies, Love Triangle has one person be the obvious villain, but none of you are. You're all people I like. So I don't know how to help.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not cool to put you in the middle of this. I just don't have anybody else to talk to about things. You know what Thomas will say already?
Don't mess up the balance of the system.
Pretty much. And he's right. We've got a good thing going with Mike finally.
It doesn't suck nearly as bad to come to work now.
Yeah. I almost look forward to it these days. It sounds way more sad outside of my head. Excuse me.
I don't know. I like to see my friends every day. And this is where they are now, mostly. This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
As your manager, I'm gonna ignore that. As your friend, however, I'm going to agree.
Rich John is going to tell Alex how he feels.
Honestly, I'm not sure. At this point, I might let Manager John take a crack at it.
How are things going in the new lifestyle section? Are you adjusting well?
I'm muddling through it. What brings you over?
Well, my prepared excuse is seen if you need help. But what I really want is to gossip.
This, as you might have guessed, is not my shocked face.
Has the topic of Alexandria Melville arisen in your conversation today?
He was touched upon.
Was she now? Well, he brought her up with me too. He was very respectful though.
Same. He's very guarded about that sort of thing. I think he was just testing the idea of letting someone in.
Two are very similar in that way.
And there's a level of vulnerability we both are averse to. It's scary to admit you're enchanted by someone.
Enchanted? My god, your word choices are so cute sometimes.
See? Even now I've opened up myself to attack.
Only you would take being described as cute as an attack.
Not only me.
This meant you'd describe certain topics in an oddly romantic way.
I like romance. What's wrong with romance?
Nothing silly. That's why I said it was cute. Also kind of cute being called cute make you a little defensive.
Well, I'm not accustomed to it. Making me feel awkward. Ear blushes.
And blush, which is also cute.
Stop accurately assessing me.
Thomas Blackwell. You can dish it out, but you can't take it.
I know. That's why I always try to dish it out.
I'll dish out your opinion on Alex and Reggie.
I think it's a good match. They come from similar families and have compatible beliefs.
Okay, that's a weirdly logical appraisal, especially in light of your romanticism.
My romanticism is founded in facts and logic. I don't know what you two are talking about, but I heard facts and logic, so it can't be anything to do with Thomas. I'm both logical and factual in many areas of my life. What area is the one where you spend hundreds of dollars on toys? That's me being a whimsical free spirit. I would have said sad man child.
Emotionally stunted.
You guys just don't know the pan when you see him. Bangarang. Got more of a Rufio vibe in my opinion. That is objectively absurd. If anything, I'm more like end of the movie New Perspective Peter. Going to stop arguing just so we can stop talking about a hook. A hollow victory, but a victory nonetheless. So what were you talking about before?
Sadly, Reggie's love life.
Which I think is much less fun than the cinematic masterpiece that is Hook.
Apparently, Reggie and Alex are getting pretty serious. You know her from your ghost hunting, right?
Yeah, I do. Well, anyway, I was just checking in. I'm just gonna glance around your departments. Revals are just a formality, really. On the off chance I find anything out of order, I'll come back by. That cool with you guys? You're the boss, dude. Whatever works for you. Cool. You guys keep, doing retail. That was weird, right? I'm not misreading that. Am I?
You know him better than I, though he did seem abnormally eager to leave.
Odd. Fuck.
Something wrong?
Well, at the risk of betraying John's trust, he has feelings for Alex.
Oh no!
I already knew they were becoming an item, but I suspect your news took him by surprise.
I'm surprised too. He doesn't strike me as his type any more than Reggie's.
Sometimes we don't realize we want something till we can't have it. Thought I might find you here. Hey, dude. I just needed a minute to think. Think about Alex and Reggie blindsided you that bad? I mean, yeah, it's Reggie. Thought I'd have more time to do something. He's the last person I'd expect to sweep anyone off their feet, let alone Alex. That's not a fat joke. Well, I can see how you might think it is. Indeed. Putting that aside, you actually talked to Alex about any of this? Never had a chance. I've been busy with the new position, and the times I've seen her, we've been in a group setting. It has been a bit of a whirlwind of late. What do you intend to do? I don't know. I really liked hanging out with her, though. Our lives are too wound up now. Alex is basically running the ghost hunting group we started. I'm Reggie's supervisor, and I paid for a guy we didn't even know to get cremated, who's still in the trunk of his car. I mean, I'm practically in a relationship with him. Well, there are certainly worse people to be in a relationship with. You treat him well, he's incredibly loyal. Not really the bright side I was looking for, dude. I know, I'm just saying. Better than being like, you may have to accept that you fucked up, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I just wish I had taken Alex more seriously. I assumed I wasn't gonna have to worry about other dudes. I know it was shitty to think that way now, but it's too late. Just never had an experience with a girl like her before. Now I'm stuck here being frustrated and hamstrung. I wish I could offer some sage advice. The fact is, you're gonna have to suck it up. That said, relationships don't always last. If you're serious about Alex, you may just have to wait it out. Then again, I have no idea how Reggie would act in a relationship. He might be an amazing lover for all I know. I don't really want to be on the sidelines waiting for Alex's relationship to fail. Well, I guess it comes down to whose needs you want to prioritize. His, hers, or yours. I'm surprised you didn't mention your needs or the store's needs too. I knew I didn't have to.
There you are. I'm done helping Wes. Are there any hours left to have?
If Wes wants to go home, you can have his last hour and one more. Not, I can have 1 hour helping. You can have 1 hour helping Joe with the alpha.
Very good. I'll ask Wes.
What? Nothing. Just impressive that in spite of everything, you weren't fazed by Reggie suddenly appearing. A lesser man might be tempted to use his new power maliciously. Well, now you got me thinking about it. The idea of using your position to punish Reggie really never occurred to you? No, I mean, not really. I already made peace, more or less. Bringing him over for beating me wouldn't be cool. And it could hurt other people too. Impressive. You really are a genuinely good person. Thanks, dude. Does it annoy you at all that my validation makes you so happy? Get back to work already.
Hey, babe. Attention! I have an announcement to make. Oh? Well, let's hear it. I feel like I should warn you, however, that formally renounce my membership in the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. Now a member of the Petite Teat Elite.
Awesome. I'll have to remember that to my friends.
James is helping me with some stuff. Still feeling embarrassed? A little. James is probably in there thinking about my boobs. That's not so bad. I'm right here doing the same thing. Yeah, but with you it was intentional. In fairness, he is a man. There's a 90% chance he was doing that as soon as you arrived. Not helping. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I accidentally let James see me in my underwear once. Reacted more or less how you are now. Page 661. What? Really? Yeah, it's kind of how we became friends. Or at least where it sort of started for reals. Anyway, I wasn't emotionally prepared for the encounter, but I recovered quickly. You do always. You have a stat bonus on all your traits. He's a little unfair to Joe. My father is incredibly fond of saying, life is unfair. Dad must be a real treat. He's a pragmatist, a realist, and a bit of a pill, if I'm honest. But he's not often wrong. Sometimes the only thing we have get any control over is how we react to things we can't do anything about. You can choose to be a victim, or you can square up and get back in the ring.
Ugh. Wrist hurting.
Okay, I'm gonna be a victim for like 5 more minutes. I'm gonna come get punched some more. Oh shit, one of my bra straps just broke.
Did it tear or what? Maybe I can fix it.
Well, I don't know, dear. I'll have to find a safe place to look.
Sorry, just excited. This is my first bratopsy.
Everyone thinks you're a goth? You don't really dress like one. Well, I'm not one really. I have naturally pale skin, fantastic black hair, and a much sharper tongue than most people. I didn't choose the thug life. Thug life chose me. So you've never been for reals, goth? Not ever? Not as such, no. I mean, I've had periods of being a morose teen, but I never sat down and chose my wardrobe based on the fact that all humans... It's me!
Yep.
Based on the fact that all humans are software in a meat computer, piloting a decaying bone mech that will eventually fail, that everything they ever learned into... and take everything they ever learned into an unknowable void for eternity, only to be completely forgotten in a generation or less, as though they never existed at all. Have you? Sometimes I wear black if I'm sad. I bet you look cute in anything. You try a real goth look at least once. I don't know. My life has been a bit sad. I think I'd end up just sounding like Batman. 50% of my parents are dead. The other half is just mean. Doesn't that make you think about sad stuff? Vengeance. I am the knight. You'd get better with practice.
Did you know Play-Doh was originally wallpaper cleaner?
Wallpaper cleaner? How the fuck do you clean wallpaper with Play-Doh? I've never cleaned a wall in my life. Why the fuck would you use dough in the first place?
I don't know.
What are you supposed to do? Dab a goddamn ball of dough on the wall? It'll take 1,000,000 years to clean the room. That's stupid. Where'd you get this from?
I can't remember. I just read it someplace and thought it was neat.
Thought it was neat. I'm gonna have to look up facts about fucking Play-Doh to get the full story. All you did was bring me homework.
I don't know, that story kind of reminds me to my life. I mean, all sorts of stories can do that. Hello, cat. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Please make yourself at home. Sofa Temple should have artifacts that will help break this curse.
Okay, we need to get to Davenport and take a take a ship to Chase Lounge.
Yeah, then we can get to... yeah, then it's a short hike to Couchburg. Okay, am I the only one who's noticing the weird names recently?
Naming a place that you think you see in the room?
What can I say? I have trouble thinking of names when I'm in a hurry.
Hey, Carrie, you've been strangely quiet. Could almost hear you thinking something odd. Would it be correct to say lesbians have a nut allergy? As usual, I was fully aware of what I was getting into, yet still somehow woefully unprepared.
Nut.
Like the sentence, 50% of my parents are dead and the other half is mean happened to me. Oh, cat, I'm sorry to hear. But I send you lots of good vibes regardless. Yeah, it's like always good vibes and everything forever and always to everyone. I think writing my life down would be a good book. It's potentially, yeah, you could. Like, you'd be surprised what people would read. Come to the conclusion that comic companies hate their old fan bases. Told it would be. Just start writing and see where it goes. Yeah, you just see, like, write your life down, see what happens. Hell, you could even turn it into fiction by making it characters that aren't you and just having, like, characters and places are based on real things and all that jazz. That's how a lot of writers do it. Precious life-giving water. Come to the conclusion that comic companies hate their old fan bases. They don't like my kind anymore, which is fine, I guess. Thought maybe I could read the classics, to improve myself, become a great thinker or some such thing. I was just bored. I don't want to read the Republic. I want to see awesome people fight monsters. Thought maybe I'm just an awful person at my core who doesn't really want to improve.
Oh, now. You're overthinking it, my guy. Man is still horny and loves great stories. Little isekai will fix you right up, dude.
Isekai, you say? Tell me more.
Eddie, baby. In an isekai story, the protagonist enters a new world, be it magical, sci-fi, steampunk, or any other thing you can name. Usually by way of getting hit by a truck while saving a kid.
Wait. That's not a new thing. Get transported to a different world is like one of the classic tropes.
Well, I mean, yeah, but isekai has a thick coat of Japanese all on it, so it's like a new thing. Besides, I thought you wanted familiar comic stuff anyway.
I didn't say I didn't want it. I just said it wasn't new. BRB. Phone needs to charge for a bit. Yeah, of course, no worries. Take your time, Seta.
Isekai isn't the only game in town. There's all kinds of stuff you can try that's not from the big boys. High school superhero is real popular right now. In that one, most people start getting superpowers, so they go to school to learn to be heroes, all the while fighting superpowered terrorists bent on taking down the system.
Wait, that's just the plot of Mutant School X. It sounds identical.
Yeah, the premise is the same. The execution is the key. Still mostly about punching bad guys. Mutant School X is a lot more, talky these days.
Yeah, I didn't expect quite so many gala luncheons when I tried to get back into it.
You're not interested in relationship stuff even a little?
No, it's not that. I just wanted to match the tone of the work.
No worries. There's all kinds of manga about relationships and stuff. Maybe you'd like a emotionally abusive super cutie Sakura-chan.
What the hell kind of title is that?
Kind that puts it all on the front street, dude. About a girl who teases the guy she likes relentlessly when she comes on to terms with her feelings for him.
That sounds like torture. I can't say I'm not intrigued. Is she taller than him?
Nah, she's just a regular girl. But Japan still has you covered. There's like GF Ogre-chan, Amazon and Healer, and Halfling Casanova. Gotta say, I'm a little heartbroken you don't like short, fat chicks, though.
Well, I mean, personality matters too. I just, just for entertainment,
It's cool, dude. It's fucking with ya. I'll find whatever you like to make a sale, or sci-fi, romance, furries, or any combination of anything.
Find it more than a little disturbing that you listed furries like it's a genre.
Dude, it may not be a genre, but people love that shit, especially around here.
Yeah, I know. There's a club here in town.
You don't like it at all?
I don't know. I don't have strong feelings either way. Maybe if I read something I liked.
Borrow you my copy of Fancy Giraffe Girlfriend. Something like, seems like something you could get into.
I'm already embarrassed you think so. Okay, so Mario and Luigi have evil rivals in Wario and Waluigi. But Peach doesn't.
Yes, she does.
What are you talking about? No, she doesn't.
Yes, Daisy. Daisy is basically the exact opposite of Peach.
Oh my god. I think I'm having a stroke.
You'll be okay when your brain accepts the truth.
Okay, like, I can see your logic, but I can't accept Daisy as evil Peach. She's just a sassy tomboy type. Calling her evil is quite a reach.
It's all relative in the Mushroom Kingdom. But you're probably right anyway. Still think Bowser doesn't kidnap Daisy because she's too tough.
Why do you say that? Peach isn't what I'd call a pushover.
Yeah, but I think Daisy bites. People bites are very toxic.
Speaking of Daisy, it's kind of sad they never went back to Mario Land. Never had an update or anything.
I think it's because Shigeru Miyamoto is petty.
Why do you say that?
He didn't have much input on Mario Land. That's why it's so weird. I don't think he liked other people in his sandbox. Seems pretty possessive of Mario. I think that's why the series changed to Wario Land. He doesn't like other people messing with his stuff.
I don't blame him. Good way to get your stuff ruined. Are you old enough to remember fast food coming in styrofoam boxes?
Thomas, I'm only 2 years younger than you. To answer your question, yes, I vaguely remember that stuff. Why do you ask?
I don't know. I just remember stuff sometimes. And it almost seems fake. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw any styrofoam at all. Luckily, humans were like, nope, and that was it for styrofoam. We saw a problem and just fixed it.
So wait, are you nostalgic for styrofoam or something?
No, it's probably just some kind of low-grade mental illness. Line of thought is just a result.
Well, I hate to kick you while you're down, but you're also wrong about styrofoam.
Am I?
Yeah, tons of places still use it regularly. You just don't see it because you only eat at like 3 places ever. You should get Chinese takeout tonight. I'll bet you anything you'll get it in a styrofoam tray.
Are you serious? Have I just been avoiding styrofoam by happenstance all this time?
Yes, by sheer force of predictability.
Man, all this time I thought that humanity had actually tried to fix a problem. Somehow just, like, 3 places.
There's probably more than that. I don't have detailed reports here right in front of me. Though. I'm just saying styrofoam is still all over the place. Kind of amazing you've managed to avoid it, actually.
Maybe I just naturally gravitate to environmentally responsible places. Okay, it's just a coincidence. I almost hear your eyes rolling. There we go. Double checking stuff. Making sure it's all spick span, neat, tidy, and trim. Because if I don't, I am not doing myself any favors. Yep.
Hey James, what's this dead internet theory I've been hearing about?
What? That's where they think the internet has been taken over by AI since like 2017. This is a conspiracy theory. Where'd you hear about it?
4chan.
What the heck are you doing on 4chan?
Being playfully transgressive.
Man, you were full of surprises.
That's the least worst thing I'm full of. So do you think there's anything to dead internet theory?
Of course not. We're literally making content right now. It may be suppressed by bots, but we are making and posting it. I mean, some of the internet is taken over by bots, but not the whole thing.
Isn't that basically what the dead internet theory says?
Oh yeah, but my version is the not crazy version of it.
Okay, so how dead do you think the internet is?
Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say about 40% is total AI-controlled dead tissue. 20% is corrupt humans, like Reddit mods and the like, and 40% is your basic human user, like Facebook moms, perverts, lurkers, and that.
That seems like a pretty confident appraisal. How did you come to those numbers?
I reached just past my grundle and pulled them out of my ass, mostly.
Alex, I gotta know. What happens when there's no newspapers anymore? Shh, inside voice, Madison. Right? Sorry. To answer your question, they'll always exist in some form. Most publications have websites now, social media, that sort of thing. What about when the power goes out? I guess we'll have to lie to ourselves for a few hours. Alex, I'm being super serial right now. Where will the news go? Well, some of it will be lost. Recording every aspect of human history was impossible even before now. As a library, we'll do our best to save what physical media we can. Plus, we're already looking into ways to store other media in the long term. Unfortunately, in the event of some cataclysm, we may lose a huge part of the age of data. It's not in the nature of most people to see their daily lives as an important part of the chain of history. Time may come when a few printed pages of live journal posts will be as valuable as the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm not sure I want future people reading that. I should find my password and delete my account. I didn't know you were so passionate about preservation. Doesn't seem like something you would concern your overmuch. I care. We're the rememberers. Keeping books and stuff is my job.
Wow,
Nope.
people really like books, huh?
Thank you.
Ah, that was my head. Ow.
Thank you, BR Sandman 76, for the follow. Do you have a preferred name? Like, do you go by Sandman? Go by Man? Do you go by Sand? Do you go by 76? 76? Welcome on in. Please enjoy your stay in the archive, if indeed you do.
Technically, your job is putting books where they belong, but I guess I understand your dedication. Well, I'm not very good at understanding things, but I know where stuff is and that helps understanders to find it. Except if it's lost, then I can't help. That makes me sad. It seems I'll have to work a bit harder to save things then. I would hate for you to be sad. Do you know what ASMR is? It's when you get a tingle in your brain from hearing stuff. So you get... do you get tingles from it? From some things, like skiss noises, like certain kinds of voices. It's very popular, but I don't get that feeling at all. Seems like something we could do, but I don't understand it myself.
AKA Man in Black. The Man in Black has slowly arrived. He looks upon this weary kingdom and says, "Good enough." Welcome on in, Man in Black. Welcome on in.
I don't think you have to feel it to make videos for it, but I wonder if it will seem inauthentic. Since when did that start bothering you? Just because I want to make easy money doesn't mean I don't want to offer a quality experience. If you don't give people a good experience, they won't come back over and over. Loyalty and repeat views are key. I watch so many videos, but it doesn't do anything to me. Like if I get close and say, "You're okay, everything's going to be fine." Does it actually do anything? It does.
Ear blushes. We love the ear blushes.
Well, that's cool, I guess. Guess I could just fake it after all. I've never had that in real life before. Really? No one's ever talked to you in a soothing voice up close before? Not like ASMR. Oh. Well, do you want me to do it more? Very yes, but not in front of people.
Okay, so in Star Wars, they made the droids self-aware and able to feel despair. I already don't like where this is going. Now, these are the important issues we must deal with. Fine, go on. Well, to put it plainly, why? Why would you give them emotions? Yeah, why would you create sentient life as a servile class that is capable of being sad? I don't know, but I'm gonna ask God when I see him.
Are you guys Pokemon kids or Digimon kids?
I'm not sure I want to answer.
Pokemon, why do you ask? I see lots of sexy Pokemon art, but not Digimon. Make me wonder why. Nintendo has way cuter art. They ride the line between hotness and cute like a rented mule. So people just don't like the idea of making out with weirder looking monsters?
I know that's not technically correct, and knowing that I know it makes me deeply unhappy. I mean, I know plenty of people who would want to make out with Greymon, or Metal Greymon. There seems to be a lot of humans who would gladly jump at the chance to have sex with monsters. As long as it has a reasonable amount of sentience, it's all good. They don't need it to be cute for a lot of people. They just need holes. These regularly end up in the ER from trying to fuck vacuums. It's hardly surprising they'd be into monsters or anything, really. I mean, it's just furries all over again when you get right down to it.
There are 2 wolves inside you. They're having a fun time at the furry con.
I've heard stories about fur cons. Getting nailed by 2 people dressed by wolves isn't even close to the weirdest thing.
All conventions are like that to some degree, even the ones filled with awkward outcasts. Everyone else is awkward, it all evens out. Yeah, but nerd culture's been co-opted by the mainstream. The balance is messed up now. A lot of hot chicks, like me, are in it for the cash.
But you've liked that stuff since forever.
You know that, and I know that, but an outsider wouldn't. They'd think I was just another thought trying to inflate the Star Wargy.
Infiltrate the Star Wargy. A Star Wars orgy. Here's a terrifying thought.
You're such a prude, brother. You gotta stay fit to wear that stuff for hours. There's a lot of hot man meat under the Stormtrooper armor.
Hot and moist with the scent of corn chips. I heard cooking in their juices. Ugh.
Joe, do I need to explain the concept of stinking good to my dear brother? He's smart. Probably understands just by you saying that.
I mean, if I didn't, I don't want to hear my sister explain such a concept. I've got a new script idea for you.
Oh, pitch meeting. Let's go.
Very simple. An anthropomorphic elephant decides to become a witch.
I'm in. What's it called?
Elephant on the Broom.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Gotta clear my throat 1 second. Ugh, there we go.
Oh, okay, I got one. An Italian-American guy gets murdered and comes back to haunt his killer as the Gabagool.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Wait, I got another. Girl chases her dream of becoming a world-class chef by opening a very basic seafood restaurant to start. It's called Keep It Shrimple.
Sounds fishy, but I'm in. Got another one. Check it out. Famous knight gets murdered while he is conceiving his first child with his wife. She puts on his armor and sets out for vengeance, but she has to do it before she's too pregnant to fight.
Okay, awesome. What's it called?
Bump in the Night.
Perfect. Cancel everything else. We're making that now.
Okay, we'll move that to the top of the list, but I've got more.
Me too, but you go first.
A small nation accidentally elects the world's smartest duck to be their leader in The Ductator.
It's awful. I love it. The guy tries getting rich by making humorous NFTs by the power invested in memes.
That's good, but it's a sad ending, though.
If you could be any Disney princess, who would you choose?
Maleficent. Final answer.
She's not a princess, Avrina.
She's a queen or wizard or something. That's close enough.
But she dies at the end of her movie.
Propaganda. You can't kill a dragon princess that easily.
Why would you want to be a dragon princess anyway?
What a dumb question. You're so fucking dumb sometimes. It'd be awesome. Sweet black wardrobe, horns, magic powers, ability to change into a dragon and light up your enemies like kindling. You could smash whatever you want and no one could stop you.
Except a handsome prince.
She let him win. That's the only possible explanation.
Well, if you want to end up on the point of a sword, it's your choice as an adult.
Don't give me that tone.
I was born to breathe fire and consume the souls of my enemies. What princess would you be if you're so smart? Easy. Elsa. That's bland, bitch. I expect better from you. I know Ursula or someone neat. Easy. Infinite ice cream. Oh, fuck. That is good. Dragon Princess has a place in her world for you. Madison, you could be any Disney princess. Who would you choose? Penelope von Schweetz. Then I can have all the cake I want. Wow, got that locked and loaded, huh? Dragon Princess wants her in her kingdom also. Oh, indeed. Are we gonna play princesses now?
Thinking of starting a YouTube channel, like for pop culture criticism and stuff.
Yes, exactly what YouTube needs more of.
I was thinking I could wear as a mask or maybe have a puppet, to protect my identity.
From the tens of thousands of people who watch your videos, of course.
I'm sensing some negativity from your direction.
I should hope so, since I wasn't being subtle in the least.
Come on, man. You ever even thought about being a YouTuber?
That's not the issue. I watch a lot of YouTube. I know how saturated it is.
We could make puppets together, have our own channels, and do crossover episodes.
Neither of us know how to make a puppet.
That's why you try new things, dude. Learn cool new things even if it doesn't work out.
What kind of puppets would we make?
I don't know what all kinds of puppets there even are. It's part of the magic of trying stuff.
You really remind me of my sister sometimes.
She's got a positive attitude and a can-do spirit.
She also convinces people to do stuff that isn't always in their best interest.
That's a risk you have to take sometimes. If we didn't try crazy things from time to time, we wouldn't have lots of cool stuff.
I'm gonna spend the next 2 weeks making puppets, aren't I?
My brother and Mike have been working on something for a while, but they won't really talk about it. Yeah, I can't get Ed to tell me what they've been up to. He doesn't usually do secret plans. That's my thing. What do you think it might be? Can't even imagine.
You're gonna love Cat Girl Tank Kerfuffle, the new real-time strategy game from Circle Penix.
If you're a dumb, stupid, horny weeb.
Come on, it's not just for weebs.
Of course, nothing is just for weebs, but it's certainly meant for the weeb-centric marketplace. It has the sexiest of cat girl waifus, the most accurate of tanks, and the guts to let you pit them against each other.
I didn't think you enjoyed it so much.
Just because it's for the dregs of society doesn't mean I can't like it.
That was fun. I think people will really enjoy it.
Oh, we need to edit it and editing clips and stuff. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Come on, Ed, admit it. You were having a lot of fun.
I plead the fifth.
He's trying to act cool in front of us. I know, he's a total tsundere.
Keep talking like that, and I'll let him bite both of you.
Yeah, I'm feeling real bitey right now.
This has been fun at all, but I don't know how to edit video. Do you?
I heard your sister talking about video editing the other day. We should ask her.
The idea of getting Jess involved doesn't thrill me.
It's either that or learning video editing from scratch. Besides, your sister's fun.
This is exactly the kind of crazy idea she loves to be part of.
I know. I'm just not sure I'm emotionally prepared to reveal you to her.
Hey Jess, Mike and I have something we want to ask you.
You sound worried. Is something...
Dun dun.
You made puppets?
Gimme. She's got crazy eyes, boss. I'll stop her. Save yourself.
You're on my arm.
It's biting time. Chomp.
Ow, hey, it's got plastic teeth.
Yeah. He's tough, but I'm holding my own. There's still time to save yourself. Run like the beautiful gazelle I know you are deep inside. Love you, you prince of a man.
This is so fucking adorable, I might die.
Hear that, boss? I'm wearing her down. She says she might die.
I don't think...
Going back in. Pray for me, you glorious Viking. All right, lady. This time, you're going down. I challenge you to a dance battle.
It just keeps getting better.
What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus, I don't have legs. Boss, I made a horrible mistake. I challenged her to a dance-off, but I don't have legs. She's got so much legs, boss. Can't hope to defeat her. Such a failure.
It's okay. We can make you some legs later. You're so adorable, I might die. Aw.
You do that for me, boss? You're too good for this world. You glorious god among men. You seem to be having a moment. This is what you guys wanted to talk to me about, right?
Yeah, we know you know an internet guy who could maybe help us edit videos.
Well, I might ask him if this handsome boy asks me.
Oh, yeah, no, we'd really like some help. If you could do that, it would be really keen, ma'am.
I'll do my best, cutie pie. Now, what's it gonna take to get me a puppet?
Maybe a felt job? Pfft. Dude, what the heck? What?
Just met her.
And you asked her for a felt job? You know what a felt job is?
No!
I don't either. I just made it up. Why would you even ask Why would you ask for a made-up thing? I don't know. I panicked. This sounded like something I'd like.
I know what a felt job is.
You do?
Come here. Everything's gonna be okay.
You are. Aw.
You're such a good boy. You try so hard. I'm so proud of you. Make things better for everyone you know.
Boss, am I a good boy? You're the best of all boys. The best. I love you, boss.
Love you too, Ronathan. So, did I earn my own puppet?
I think she earned a whole Sesame Street. You don't even need a puppet. All you need is a microphone and a camera.
Well, I'd still like a puppet.
Dude, make her a puppet. I want another felt job. You had your turn already. I want one too.
Puppet first, then we can talk.
He's formidable. I think I'm in love. I don't blame you, dude. I do not blame you.
Hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Getting real chummy, guys. With the boss's sister. Starting to feel real bitey.
I regret nothing.
Chomp.
Hey! Oh, my nose! You got my nose! Don't panic. I got a spare right here. What's wrong, John? What's wrong, Jonathan? I don't like it. It's the wrong color and shape.
I can fix that. Yeah.
Yeah! Huh. That wasn't nearly as traumatic as the first time. Would you like another nose? Sure. What you got? How's that? It's too long.
That's what she didn't say. Yoink.
Ah, that's better. Well, we're back where we started. We are. I don't suppose you have another nose for me, huh? My friend, I have a whole pocket full of noses. Why are you carrying so many puppet noses? It pays to be prepared for puppet violence. So wise. So wise.
Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. Did you rehearse all that?
No, I just had some extra parts in my pocket. Been playing around with these guys for a couple of days, getting their personalities figured out and stuff.
Is that why you guys... That was you guys just screwing around. You're gonna be so popular.
You hear that, Don? We're a hit!
Yeah, it's gonna be felt jobs for everyone. Beware, mere mortals. I am become the master of noses. Gaze upon my olfactory prowess and despair. I can smell colors. I can smell thoughts. I know your intentions. I can smell your sins. Your many, many sins. Wah, too many sins. Too many sins. Holy fuck, that was intense. Get this shit off of me. Damn, son of a... You okay, bud? I flew too close to the sun, boss. Hold me.
Okay, little guy.
You two are a psychology paper waiting to be written. You know that, right?
Pay her no mind, Ronathan. She'll never understand what we have.
You're just jealous of what we have.
I've expressed that explicitly since you came in this room. Which reminds me, what did you want anyway?
I don't remember, but it's probably super smart, like the boss.
We were hoping you could help us with video editing. Ed said you knew a guy who could maybe help us.
What? You mean James? Brother knows James. Did I tell you James was helping us out?
Not specifically. How'd you get him to help?
Being hot, mostly.
That checks out.
You're cruising for a chewing, Buster.
Well, I guess I could just ask James myself. Sorry for bugging you with our crazy puppet nonsense.
Bother? That was the funniest shit I've seen in ages. Never knew you were so funny. I love these guys.
I'm hilarious.
I'll make sure James gets on board with this. You just leave everything to me. I'll give you the specifications for my puppet shortly.
Did you actually agree to that, boss?
I'm not sure. Do you think this James guy is getting a felt job? I think there's a strong chance.
Considering how much stuff I've got him doing, it's the least I could do.
Alright guys, here's the file. You can upload whenever you're ready. Thanks man, really appreciate it. No problem. Gotta say, I don't usually like that kind of stuff, but you guys are really funny.
See? I told you he'd love it. Stick with me and you'll be stars.
You're such a simp. Guilty as charged.
You ever think about what you're gonna do once all this is over?
By all this, I assume you mean this job and not our relationship.
If I meant our relationship, you wouldn't have to ask.
Good to know. Bit intimidating, but good.
So, have you?
Not really. I've been too busy trying to keep my current house of cards upright.
I find it really hard to believe that you don't have a backup plan. Have you really never thought about it?
Well, not never. Not nearly as much as trying to keep the current mess going. I don't have a degree or any useful skills to speak of. This place closes or I get fired, and I have to find more retail work.
You could go back to school.
I can barely drag myself out of bed to come here. There's no way I'm giving up any free time to do math.
Don't you have any ambitions or dreams to chase or whatever?
I don't know. Maybe. Stopped thinking about life in those terms a long time ago.
This is so weird. You overthink every single thing except for your future?
I mean, basically. I haven't really had any particular reason to look into the future until recently. Not further than a few weeks, anyway. What I've practiced was having the will to live.
And finally, tonight on Puppet News, a weather report. How's it looking out there, Pomanda?
I'm freezing my fantastic felt fun bags off, Ron. It's snow and it's cold, and I hate you for sending me here.
You heard it here first. 2 weather-related casualties.
Alex, what do you think about relationships with an age gap? In both parties have reached the age of consent, and there's no power imbalance in particular. I have no objections. Really? That's it? You don't feel big gaps creepy at all? Not particularly. If I met an exceptional 18-year-old who fancied me for some reason, I would welcome the pursuit. Conversely, if I met an attractive older gentleman who I found irresistible, I would pursue him.
Yep. Ads. You got the ads, folks. Ads for days. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Things good there. Okay. that, close that. There we go. And welcome back, everybody.
Inversely, if I met an attractive older gentleman who I found irresistible, I would pursue him. Once a person achieves consenting aid, they're allowed to make whatever choices they want. What someone outside the relationship is thinking is opinion and nothing more. I wonder how many people feel the same way. More than you think, most likely. Young women tend to look for older men because they're more stable. Or at least they used to. Let's say I'm a bit curious as to why you bring up the subject. Don't think I've seen you express interest in the opposite sex since I've known you. Men aren't something I usually concern myself with, especially ones my age. Perhaps my theory on stability is correct? I'm not sure if it's stability I find attractive. I think it was introspection. An introspective gentleman. I must admit, I'm curious about who it might be. Well, it's your friend John. John? John Kepler? Introspective? Yeah, at least that's how he seemed to me. You not agree? I guess you'd know better. Is something wrong? No, I just suddenly find myself afflicted by emotions I didn't expect. Do you think it's a bad match? No, it's not that. John is a lovely person, not perfect. But he's enthusiastic, confident, and open-minded. Possibly too open-minded. He'll most likely always be the smart one in the relationship. Of the two of you, he's less emotionally mature, which is typical of his sex. That's fine. I'm used to being the smart one in most circumstances already. So, I can't help but wonder if there was something between you and John at some point. There was something, and if I'm honest, I wish there had been something more. Would it be better if I didn't act on my impulses? No. I think that ultimately John would have never been truly happy with me. I'm not sure that would hold true for me, but I don't know. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but your brother pursued me in a way that made me feel like a much more... how should I put it? Conventionally attractive woman, which is nice for a change. Well, while we wait for a reset, I have a present for you. Kitty ear headphones! Every girl gamer should have them. And here are yours. Why are mine so big? Simple mathematics. Big ears plus small girl equals big cute. Big cute equals big bucks. These are a great present, but I don't have a computer to use these on. I know, but they'll work with your phone and stuff. I'll get one for you eventually. These were just too good a deal to pass up. Another deal, huh? You aren't selling your body to make these great deals. Oh, sweet pea. Everyone sells their body to survive, one way or another. When you talk that way, it gives Joe the worries. I'm sorry. I didn't really mean to be that dramatic about it. I just mean we all must trade bits of our lifetime to keep living at all. How you choose to make that trade is sort of arbitrary, in my opinion anyway. That what they call a job a trade? I don't actually know. I have to admit your statement seems logical, after a fashion. Yes, Joe is very fashionable. Nyan. You're a very fashionable, witty kitty. People are going to love you. Joe wonders what you will do if we make lots of money. What is Jessica's desire? Well, Jessica wants to own a house. She wants a reliable car, and she wants to be with friends as much as possible. She wants to make fun things and help other people make their fun things. She wants to be free to be what she wants to be. What does Jessica want to be? Conscientiously responsible.
I can empathize with that.
I don't understand. Joe would like a straight answer. That's playing against tie for both of us. All right. I want to make things that help people put aside their pain for a little while. Or things that help them understand it better. But I don't have that in me. Can't do those things. So I have to use what I do have to help people who can. But if I could be anyone, it would be someone like you. Why would you want that? Joe speaks in the third person sometimes, unironically. I don't know. I just want to be creative. But when I try, it never comes to me. Math, science, even like literary criticism all come easily, but I don't enjoy them. When I sit down to write a story, nothing comes. I just stare at the page. Made up stuff when we played the role-playing game. Yeah, but that's just a game. Plain pretend. That's what writing is, Jessica. I mean, kinda, but stop thinking so hard. You can do it when you just do it. Yeah, but I can't do it. I can do it because Roulette put all the story in place for me. Without that, I wouldn't know what to do. You could learn to. You watched how she does it. You think everything should be easy because you only do stuff that's easy to you. If you have to practice, you give up because you're not used to having to try. Maybe you won't be the best at something. You can learn to do it at least a little, at least. Just like regular people. Joe, it would be very inefficient for me to try and force myself to learn something I can't do with innate talent. So, is it a dream? You want it? I don't know. I just know I don't know what I just know I don't know what I could do if I could. And I'm doing what I know I can. Okay, better do something than nothing, mostly. But you shouldn't not try just because you think you can't. Maybe while you help people with their things, you could learn how to do the things. Maybe Joe will teach you. You will be teacher's pet. Can we put a pin in that? We didn't actually decide what course of action was better. Don't need to. Both are valid. Joe just want you to see stuff a different way. It's good that you are that you are better at things than other people, but you also don't have to give up your dreams because it's logical. You should find a balance, I think. Walk the line gracefully, like a cat. Like a cat, huh? Yes. Can't help but notice you're growing more cat-like ever since I put those ears on you. You have a condition, a meowlity. A transformative psychological condition? An ancient curse, dark music, mewful sorcery. What a catastrophe. Oh no! You've been cursed too!
Oh god, all these cat puns are giving me a headache.
No, I think it's just proximity to the cursed item. Well, I kind of like this curse. You do? Maybe you have the power to make curses a blessing. You think so? I could be a musical girl. You certainly put a spell on me. I will not be responsible with this power.
Oof.
I don't want you to be responsible. I want you to be an animal. Meow. You just gonna look at me? Am I gonna have to get out a laser pointer? This is new. Really want me to get crazy? Don't break my glasses. Everything else is negotiable. Wow. Madison is in a real foul mood today. I mean, by her standards anyway. Yes, we had an argument this morning. Really? He doesn't usually stay mad after a fight very long. What are you fighting over? A man, embarrassingly enough. Oh, that explains it. You said you stole her dick. I didn't steal it. I wanted it fair and square. Hey, so what dick did you win? Really wish you'd stop using her phraseology. Sorry. What dude are you fighting over? Do you remember Reggie? The one who randomly came to the furry meeting a while ago? Guy who found the secret tomb with you? Yeah, I remember him. How could I forget him? I'm sorry, my brain is stuck in arguing with Madison mode. I love Madison, but I detest having to go through these spats over men with her. Neither of you seem like Reggie's type. though I guess I don't really know him. That's another thing that's starting to annoy me. Everyone is so surprised that a man might be interested in me. I'm fat, not a grotesque monster. I didn't mean anything by it. No, I'm just on edge today. This is my punishment for a moment of joy. Well, as far as Madison goes, all you need to do is jingle your keys and she'll forget she was ever mad. Got that going for you. How did this start in the first place? Thought you were into that John guy. He seemed nice. He is nice. I don't think I was ever going to be his first choice. What do you mean by that? I think in the end he'd always end up wanting a conventionally attractive woman. I'm never going to be that. But you're cute! Arguably. But I'm also big enough to be two regular women. Also sure he'd enjoy if I was actually two separate entities. That seems a little bit harsh. Doesn't strike me as being that kind of guy. You're right, of course. I'm just disappointed and defensive about it all right now. Is that regret I'm hearing? I mean, there is some. I really do like John. I've grown accustomed to hanging out with him. It would have been nice if we had connected romantically. It was just so nice having someone blatantly want me, though. No hesitation. Took me by surprise. And I'm pretty sure I took him by surprise. Well, you know what else is gonna take him by surprise? Maddie, if you don't warn him about how she's feeling today. Again, you are correct. I should call him before he shows up for lunch. Betrayer!
Madison? Why are you talking like that?
Betrayer! This is a library yelling. It's my loudest, quiet voice.
Okay. Why are you quietly yelling at me?
You kissed Alex even though I had dibs on you.
Can't call dibs on a person, Madison.
You can call dibs on anything. Call dibs on you because you're cute and I like you.
You're right about that, but you failed to take into account how I feel about you.
You don't like me?
I didn't say that now, did I? What I am saying is that I don't want to date you.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's going to be hard to find someone as great as me. In fact, you'll probably have to settle for someone less great. We should be realistic here.
Uh-huh.
I would like to stay friends. That said, I understand if you feel like you can't control your lust. You're only human.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to put yourself out there. It's brave, you know. Take the chance at love. I respect that.
You do?
Sure, I mean, it's not hard for me, but for most people. For you, taking a swing is brave.
But I struck out.
It's nothing. I strike out more than you might think. Just wait till it's your turn again and take another swing. Someone else, though.
Right.
Madison, this will probably surprise you, but I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really like... Listen, I'm gonna take Alex to lunch. If you want to go with us, take a minute to compose yourself. My car's out front, okay? If you aren't there when we leave, I get it. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Hey, it's me.
Oh, Reggie, I just messaged you.
Oh, indeed you did. Watch out, Madison found out about us and is in quite a mood. Well, that would have been nice to go before I got here. I already took care of that issue.
Oh my, I really don't care for that choice of wording.
What's wrong with my wording? There's a problem, I took care of it.
It worries me because she's my friend. Her tone has an air of finality.
Listen, it's better to stop this now instead of letting it turn into a disaster later. I like Madison, but letting her think she has a chance with me is cruel.
You're right. It's just hard for me to be objective with her. We've been friends since we were very little. She's practically my sister.
If you really was your sister, I'd consider pruning the family tree.
Reggie, I've already lost my father and my sister. At this point, my family tree is more like a shrub. I don't want to lose the sister I chose either.
Then you'll be happy to know I invited Madison to lunch with us. Up to her, but I left the door open. If the shrubbery gets smaller, it won't be my fault. Although at this point, I've eaten with her more than I have with just you, which is a little annoying.
Yes, but the last time we were alone, we did the only thing arguably better than eating.
Arguably. That stings a bit.
My intent was not to offend, dear boy. You simply aren't familiar with how much I love cake.
I can make an educated guess.
I've had a long, loving relationship with cake, but it's always been one-sided.
So I'm competing with cake. I should resign now.
No, you must fight for your honor as many times as it takes you to win. As many times as it takes.
As much as I'd like to take another shot at the title, we need to get to lunch.
Look at you showing restraint in phase of sexual gratification. How frustratingly sexy that is.
Try not to let my base desires rule me.
Very principled. Although I can't help but notice you're vigorously kneading my right butt cheek.
It's surprisingly firm.
Oh, you'll find I'm full of surprises.
Schmooch. Ear blushes. He probably has ear blushes too. Ah, I love this store so fucking much.
Okay, we really need to stop or we aren't having lunch.
Yeah, let's put a pin in this.
I'm 0 and 2. First it was cake, and now lunch has bested me.
Whoosh, whoosh. This isn't a loss, it's a tactical retreat.
So, shall we go for lunch? Where shall we go for lunch?
No, I don't know. I always have trouble deciding. God Be With Brew does simple lunch service.
Jesus Coffee Place on Main? Kind of a weird choice.
Well, full disclosure, it's operated by my friend Evrina, and her in denial about her feelings life mate.
Huh?
I sense this idea displeases you.
I suppose I would accept that if you're friends with her, I have to be cordial at least.
She's really not as bad once you gain her trust.
What is it they say about faint praise?
It's one of my oldest friends, but I do recognize she is a coarse, rude little goblin.
And yet you remain friends?
I have a soft spot for difficult people.
Difficult people, huh? I'm included in that grouping, am I?
I think you fit in, yes. I've seen you interact at 2 social events so far. At the first, you essentially picked a fight with one of my oldest friends, and the second you arrived uninvited and started antagonizing the participants.
My instinct is to argue, but when we say it like that...
If it makes you feel better, I find it all very amusing.
I wasn't trying to be amusing. I was just living my life and everyone else was trying to get in my way. Guess I shouldn't complain. All turned out extremely well for me.
You're not terminally online, so you probably wouldn't understand this, but you're basically the person nice guys always bitch about. An arrogant, confident man who actually gets the girl.
Keep saying things that sound like insults like they're good things.
Yes, and the fact you don't know how to react is adorable to me.
Being very liberal with the teasing for someone who's trying to get me to embrace our annoying friends.
Alright, I'll be good. Oh, speaking of my annoying friends, seems Madison has forgiven us.
Well. Ready to get some lunch, huh?
If it's okay with Alex. Of course.
Should probably take your car. Getting 3 people in my car is a bitch. Hey, since you're having a bad day, why don't you pick where we eat, Madison?
Okay. Oh, you sneaky little bastard.
That's what you get for teasing me. Whoop.
I suppose this is a silly question, but where would you like to eat, Maddie? Can we go to Very Good Pizza?
Really? That's a weird choice. I can't remember the last time I went there.
It's my favorite.
Hey, it's whatever you want. Plus my sister works there. Can mess with her and maybe get a discount.
I'm beginning to grasp the full ramification of what I've gotten myself into. Hey, cutie. Been a while since I've seen you on the floor.
Yeah, I've been at customer service a lot recently. Guess Carol and Mike really trust me now.
You've more than proven yourself at this point, I think. It's only fitting that you should be given more trust.
I suppose so, but electronics isn't being kept very organized without me, though.
I'm sorry. Such a small area, we tend to forget about it.
Maybe that's why I feel a certain kinship with it.
I could never forget about you.
Really? That's special, am I?
You are. And if we weren't in the store, I'd prove it in a way you'd never forget.
Would you now?
Uh-huh.
Can't help but notice you seem to be backing me into a corner.
You know where the blind spots are. You're blushing. Are you nervous? Excited?
I'm mostly embarrassed that you're the one leaning over me. Could lift you over my head easily.
Really? This isn't doing anything for you?
I didn't say that. Just a complex man with a range of emotions.
What emotions are you feeling right now?
Is there a word for feeling fear and arousal simultaneously?
Caroused.
There you go. I'd like this to continue, but I don't want to get caught.
We're fine. Think my ears are just for show? I know where every person in the store is right now. Someone in magazines, Thomas is leaning on the music desk. There are 2 people with him. There are 4 people in video, not counting Brooksy. She's not sneaking right now, so I can hear her. Carol is with Mike at the registers.
Well, I guess I've never using the restroom when you're in the store ever again.
You shouldn't stress over that stuff. We're gonna get real familiar with each other's biological functions.
That's the least sexy phrasing I think I've ever heard.
Sorry, I've never had to seduce someone verbally before. My usual moves is just be me and that's enough. You, Mr. Lincoln, are a hard nut to crack.
Hard nut.
Oh my god, Ed. Well, between my weak game and your sense of humor,
Let your guard down, beautiful.
Seems I underestimated you, my love.
You should be careful. One of these times I'll let you catch me. Then you'll be stuck with me forever.
Silly boy. That was the goal all along.
Alright. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Schmooch.
Ear blushes.
That was sterling.
I praise indeed.
Probably stop here. I'll put these back.
Agreed. Let's pause for now. Okay, time to get back to work. Let's go out after, okay?
It's a date! Our first really real date! Where's safe to have it? We'll call Avrina.
I've been here in a long time. But it smells odd. Maybe it's just me.
No, it smells strange, even for this place. It smells like burnt plastic. Oh no!
Bum bum bum!
Oh, Barry, what happened to you?
Well, that explains the smell. Surprised I didn't recognize it straight away.
Why would you recognize burnt plastic so easily?
Don't worry about it.
I find that response quite worrying. Oh, you've come upon a great tragedy, I see. I had hoped to soften the blow somehow before Madison visited again.
Victoria? Yes, I take it there was a short circuit that caused a spark.
Maybe. No one knows for sure. Dad could probably tell.
I could too. You've seen me use my knowledge of electricity many times.
Yes, but when Dad says things, they sound more correct. You know stuff about robots. Can you fix Barry?
What? Well, sure they have spare parts.
Actually, we don't. This is the last Barry Fun Pizza location in these United States. There's no support system for the performers anymore. Barry is broken forever?
No, he isn't. I'll find a way.
You really mean it? You can fix Barry?
Sure, he doesn't look that complex with the fur off. I'll figure it out, no problem. Sister made that whole animal costume. I bet she can fix him up better than ever. And Alex will be able to find out anything I don't already know.
Yeah, he's right. We can do it. Of course. Can't let a local landmark fall into ruin.
After pizza was ordered in a quick meeting.
This manual is a mess. I don't know how much help this is gonna be. All the pictures are bad photocopies. Barely make heads or tails of it.
Better than nothing, I suppose.
Only just. At least I don't have to go in blind. I hate to admit it, but I might have to ask Dad for help. Ugh.
Dad would probably enjoy working with you.
Yeah, but he's busy and this is my own mess. Well, plus Victoria will never let me hear the end of it if I do.
How long will it take you to fix Barry?
I honestly don't know. I'll have to come back after close to see what's all damaged.
Can I come too? I want to see how they work.
I don't see why not. I'll just stay out of my way, though.
I'll be good. You'll barely know I'm there.
Good, because more puns like that will cause your murder.
You're the only employee here, right?
Technically, yes.
What do you do when you have to go?
Depends on the situation, really. Someone I trust is in the store, I'll get them to guard things. Most of them have run a register. Plus, I usually throw them a freebie after.
I guess you have better bonds with your customers than a chain store like mine.
Yeah, things can get pretty casual when your business is this small. You regulars have been here for me when that shit hit the fan, so to speak.
Well, I hope you'll trust me that much too someday.
I already trust you, big guy. You played at my table. You got a pretty good idea of the quality of your character and the qualities of your character.
Really? What if I'd played an evil character?
I'd still be able to tell. A good person puts on an evil mask for a game, but an evil one takes theirs off.
Wow, that's some real DM wisdom. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah, I'm full of those kinds of gems.
Have you had a lot of bad players?
Most are basically good. But if you run enough groups, you'll find a stinker eventually. Never came with anyone I'd call really evil. Some sure delved at the dark end of the alignment chart.
What would you say my alignment is?
Oh, come on, lawful good, or maybe neutral good. You're a big, kind sweetie bear. You've probably broken a rule or two in your life, but I bet you felt real guilty after.
You're right, as much as I hate to admit it. I'm not a cool rogue hero. What about the others?
It's neutral good, or lawful neutral, I think. It's probably neutral good, but she's so shy it's hard to tell. Jess is a hard read, though. She's not a bad person, but it feels like she's holding back. Maybe hiding something about herself. Feels like how she plays is almost trying on her real self. People will like it.
Well, I like it. She's a really fun player.
Don't get me wrong, big guy, I like her too. I just think she's maybe trying to find herself.
Really? She seems so confident, though.
That's how it is sometimes. You mask doubt with confidence.
You don't seem to be faking it.
I'm a sexy girl boss. All of my confidence is well earned.
No argument here. I don't know if I could. Not by myself, anyway. Keeping this place going and looking good while doing it is impressive for sure.
It's different when it's your thing. I mean, Dad started it, but I made it my own. Works better for me because I actually love this stuff. Dad was just trying to exploit a trend, you know? I was a nerd from the start. I put in more love than he did. He was out for a quick buck and that fucked him over. But me, little by little, would make this place a landmark. At least hopefully I can.
I'll contribute as best I can, although Jess and her plans will probably do more. I don't know why that reminds me, but you know Thomas Blackwell, right?
Little Tommy? Yeah, since he was like 14.
Little Tommy. They let you call him that?
No, but I do it anyway. Kind of like how he won't call me Roulette because he knows I like it.
I can see there's more lore here than expected. Lore I must now learn.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're his boss. Must be quite a trick.
It was really difficult at first, but I won him over after a while. Think.
Really? Probably have no idea how much that says about you.
About me? What does it say about me?
Only that you've managed to earn the respect of someone who awards it very sparingly, dude. You might just be a better dude than even I gave you credit for, Biggie.
Really? Well, that's cool. Just trying to do my best.
Well, your best must be pretty good. Comic Boy is hard. It's a crack. Especially now.
Why especially now?
Probably don't know, but he's you probably don't know it, but he's extremely sensitive. Like, whenever someone betrays him, or if he thinks they have, he takes it super hard. He's been building this wall to keep from getting so hurt. When I knew him before, it was already tough. He's had a lot of years to build up his little shell since then, which, sadly to say, I helped make worse. Of course, he could be that way with just me now. Basically didn't speak to him for like 10 years. Really, he didn't speak to me, not even after my dad died.
Wow, that's cold even for him.
He sent flowers, Or got his mom to, anyway. Dad talked loads of shit on him after you left, so I get it. Should have put a stop to it somehow. Probably should have reached out first, but I don't know. Kept finding excuses. Good ones, even. Let life keep me from dealing with all the baggage.
Wow, that's kind of a lot. Kinda seems like you guys were close, but I don't know. Seems complicated.
Yeah, sort of. But also kinda not. Like, I can't speak for him. I just got kinda overwhelmed by it all. When I came to your store, I tried talking to him like it was old times. Still holding a grudge, but that's just his way. It was tense, but still nice to see him again. I think he'd say the same thing. Maybe not so clear, but that's what he'd mean.
Man, I kind of feel like I got in over my head with this lore.
How do you think I feel, Biggie? You're like 2 feet taller than me.
Well, I didn't mean to drown you in bad memories or whatever.
They aren't bad, dude. It's just life, you know? Would I have done things different now, knowing what I know now? Maybe. But it is what it is. Glad I'm getting a chance to have all you guys in my life now. You know, it's pretty much all we can do with anything with. Not to get too mushy, but I'm actually feeling hopeful about things for the first time in a while. It's nice.
Didn't realize you weren't feeling that way.
People don't come back to a store where the main employee cries all the time. I put on the face when I don't feel it. Get the feeling you don't do that. You don't need to do that as much as I do. I'm exactly as positive as you really are.
No, I have to mask up sometimes too. But I do try to maintain a positive attitude at the store. I like my team. Hell, even like helping customers. Sure, there are some shitty ones. That's just people. The company itself is my main problem.
I'll bet. Bunch of suits who never worked a day in their lives.
It sure seems that way with the ones I have trouble with. Sometimes I think I should have just stayed on the build team. Those guys weren't perfect, but they knew how to work at least. Plus, when you build something, there's a clear goal. It either is or isn't built. I think that's what I miss the most.
How'd you end up a manager if you're like being on the build team so much?
Couldn't advance any further. The only way to move up was if someone died. Looking back, I'm not sure what I was thinking. Not like the pay was bad, and I wasn't unhappy as such. Guess I was going from place to place all the time. Couldn't do things I wanted in my off time, or find anyone to spend time with. Not miserable here or anything. In fact, things seem to be getting better now that I've got the team on my side. But I still haven't found whatever it is that's going to make me feel like I'm where I belong. All that says probably not something you'd have to worry about, huh?
No, not anymore. Made my place for myself. But when Dad was running things, this place wasn't it. Before he died, I was thinking about moving away, actually. So I get where you're coming from, dude.
Well, thanks for listening. I didn't really mean for all of that to just spill out. You're just easy to talk to.
No thanks necessary, dude. As your DM, your mental health is one of my primary concerns. Hey, T, I'm fixing to head out.
Alright, is there anything you need me to do tonight?
No, it's all done.
Cool. Gonna be able to look over any of those script ideas tonight?
I don't know. I made special plans this evening.
Oh yeah? Special how?
Huh. I'm actually not sure how to answer that.
That response would be worrying from anyone. From you, it's doubly so.
Oh, Thomas, poor lamb, ever worried. There's no need for concern.
The way you are currently speaking says otherwise.
Says otherwise? Whatever do you mean?
When you get nervous, you start speaking like you're in a play.
That's preposterous. This is the manner in which I always speak.
A poorly written play.
I can't stop thinking about how I'm speaking. You've infected me with your nervous aura.
I can't help it. Usually you just tell me everything with no qualifiers. You're being weird.
No, you.
No, you.
Okay, we need to reset the interaction, T.
Alright, do over. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Rewind time. Do over, engage.
I'm heading out, T. Ed and I are going back to that cafe on Main for dinner.
The religious one with the waitress who swears all the time? Sounds fun.
This isn't really less weird than before.
Yes, but we're leaning into it, so it feels more natural. So, dinner with Ed, huh?
Yeah, you know, we've been running before work for a while now.
Cool, well, have fun.
That's it? Just have fun?
I gave up the moral high ground a long time ago. Have fun, live your life, be in love. I've earned that much at the very least.
I don't think I've earned it, but I'm glad you think I have. In fact, I can't help but wonder why you hired someone who seems so tailor-made for me.
Certainly is a strange coincidence.
Yes, a strange coincidence. See you tomorrow, T.
Thomas, that's the man I was looking for.
That's unsettling. What do you need me, of all people, for?
You have some electronics training, right?
Cursory understanding at best. Need a Game Boy repaired, I can do it.
What I need help with is old enough that it might be more than enough. That might be more than enough.
Well, if nothing else, you have my attention. A short explanation later. Man, you commit to something, you don't do it by half.
Yeah, so? Aren't you the one who told me the world always expects more of exceptional people?
You actually accomplished this, people will be asking you to solve their problems all the time. The lesson you were supposed to learn was to hide your exceptionalism.
You'll need to work on your messaging then.
Clearly. In any case, I'm happy to help in any way I can. This sounds like it's beyond me. I can help with some simple physical repairs and maybe some fabrication. Anything past that, I'm not going to be of much use.
Fine. I need to get a better look at the damage, but I wanted to secure help as soon as possible.
Fair enough. Edward is who you should really be asking, though. He's got way more experience than I do with this stuff.
You know we don't like each other. I know you know this.
Yes, but I foolishly hold on to the hope that you'll eventually become less hostile.
Hello, Edward.
Hey, Reggie. Didn't think you were in today. You pick up some hours? Took care of the reset, so you don't have to worry about that.
No, I'm not in today. I'm actually here to speak to you.
About what?
Are you familiar with Berry Fun Pizza?
Place with the weird animatronic bears? Yeah, I had a birthday party there when I was little. Go ahead and say what you're thinking. You're gonna have a stroke if you don't.
Was it your previous birthday?
I'm going to keep listening to you, only because I walked into that one.
Sorry, you just make it so easy.
You're already testing my patience, Reggie. Don't start digging a hole.
Right. Sorry. Short version is that I'm going to try and fix the animatronics at Berry Fun. No pun intended.
I don't believe you. That pun sounded extremely intentional. Wait,
Gonna let you mess with the robots? Yeah, one of them caught fire. There's no one left who knows how to fix them.
sure there is. The guy who made those is still alive. His original company breaking up is why the place is called Berry Fun now. You could just email him. Works with fans all the time.
I don't even know that.
Spend a lot of time on the internet. Know lots of random things.
Huh. Well, thank you for the information.
I can contact him for you. I've been looking for an excuse for ages.
Okay, sure. I won't turn down the free help. We're gonna need help actually doing the repairs.
Oh yeah, I'm there. When can I take a look at them?
Basically anytime you're after hours.
Cool. I have plans tonight, but tomorrow, whatever, I'm down. I want to see this. I want to see those robo guts. So, how'd it go with Ed?
Surprisingly well. He does seem to really like robots.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get him to help. Although animatronics aren't technically robots in the truest sense of the word, they're more like an automaton or a puppet. Although I hear he and Mike are into puppets now.
I thought it would be best to not get pedantic with him. I barely managed to keep the short jokes to a minimum. No pun intended.
Well done. Although in the future, it might be best to leave your pun status a mystery. Alright, how many pages do we have left now? So we're on 2544, and the latest update is 2655. So we are still a fair chunk away from actually catching up all the way. So we'll read for another couple minutes.
Noted. In any case, Edward seems to know how to mesh as the original creator of the puppets. It should make fixing them much easier. When he'll give us the plans, anyway.
I've watched some videos about that guy. Seems to want to protect his legacy. And he thinks those old pizza places are that legacy.
I'm glad to hear that. That's kind of sad. I hope my legacy is something cooler.
Big same. Oh hey Reggie, this is Handy. Want to pick up a couple hours in video?
Sure, I'll go suit up.
I'm gonna have to find a way to make it full-time. Except so many hours, he's getting close to 40 already. I'm sure he'd be thrilled if you did. Fortunately, we have to find a new Reggie if you did. It was very difficult finding the first one. Even if I can't get him full-time, I still need to find a way to make sure Reggie stays happy. We could give him a raise. Everyone likes more money. Can't even secure a raise for the full-time staff. Instead of the yearly increases, it's impossible. Close enough that as makes no matter. Honestly, I can hardly believe I'm trying to think of ways to reward him. But even if he screws up, he's still too dependable to lose. Indeed. It's so nice being proven right. Find I never tire of it. Yes, I'm sure it's very pleasant. I can only imagine. Don't despair. One day you may learn to emulate me properly. From your mouth to God's ears. Anyway, as long as I have you here, maybe you can answer some questions I have. You used to know Roulette pretty well, right? To some degree, at least. Although we've been estranged for around a decade, which may not have been long enough. Well, for whatever it's worth, thinks of you fondly. Proving that she's a terrible judge of character. In any case, why do you ask? I don't know. I just want to find out stuff about her. Well, you're what, 24? 25? She's like 6 years older than you. No way! I thought we were the same age. Nope. She's about 4 years older than me. But she does have a very youthful demeanor in her defense. I believe she's 30. She doesn't look it at all. Modern life is a lot easier even compared to when our parents were little. Plus, she takes care of herself. Or at least she did when I knew her better. You think it's too big a gap? What I think doesn't matter. We're both adults. What matters is if it matters to you. Yeah, but I still want to hear your opinion. My opinion is that our age should be very low on your list of concerns. You really think so? Yeah, I mean, the age thing might be an issue for you. If you get along with her, it's basically meaningless. Problem is getting entangled in other ways. Other ways? Yeah, like causing strife in your brand new peer group. You guys have a nice game going, right? Imagine what will happen if you break up with Patty. All that effort and that social interaction you've craved, boom! Fucked. Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That would be bad. It's one of the best groups I've ever been a part of. It really sucked to ruin it for everyone. Probably just forget about it, huh? I don't know. For all I know, you could be soulmates. You might have a beautiful life together. You could be your first best destiny. But right now, that's a roll of the dice. You have to decide if the risk is worth the reward. Why does everything have to be so damn complicated? It's part of the game. You never know, though. You might roll a natural 20. Then you'd have access to 2 big natural 80,005s. 80,085s. Boobs on a calculator. 80,085s? I get it. Oh man, that would be heavenly.
Every part of me is curved.
In his brain. Yeah, well, don't stumble into hell on your way out. Honestly, you could probably rub one out before making any at all romantic choices. Post-nut clarity can help you avoid a lot of problems. Yeah, I guess I'm not thinking very smart. I'm just lonely is all. I haven't had a girlfriend since before I moved. Well, that's why it's good to get an outside perspective. The drive to procreate is the downfall of many a man. Thwarting those biological urges can be quite troublesome. Yeah. I'd like more info about her, though. Fine, but it's gonna cost you.
Heading out for the day?
Yep. Whoa, air bubble. Pardon me. Yep, Reggie's on the floor picking up spare hours if you need help.
Hopefully it won't come down to that. Reading along these days, but I'm still not sure I can rely on him.
I don't know. Seems a lot more chill after the whole dead guy adventure.
I think the female attention he's getting helped a lot more than the adventure.
You may be right. Love can make a dour life a lot easier to tolerate.
Yes, it can. Making Reggie of all people more tolerable is proof enough of that. Girlfriend is nice. I like her, so I'm making an effort to get along with them.
I only really know of her secondhand, but they seem like an odd couple on paper.
Things like that work sometimes. Different personalities can balance each other out.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious about what kind of girl could balance him out.
A very big, very kind, very intelligent girl, apparently. Not the kind that anyone expected as far as I can tell. Including himself.
Well, for the sake of the store, my job, and my sanity, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. Feels like things are starting to turn around in here, and I'm here for it.
Ditto. The numbers are up. Kind of crazy to think that things could get better just because the staff isn't constantly miserable. Someone should put that in one of those corporate management guides.
Maybe we should write it. Call it the be a decent human being method.
That might be a bridge too far for a rich sociopath.
You're right. We'll have to be stealthy about it. We might have to get stealthy with it. We could call it the DH method instead.
Oh, that's good. Simple yet pretentious.
I don't think I could bullshit an entire book out of it, though. Be people with dignity and respect pretty much covers it.
I'll run it by Thomas. He's good at turning 10 words into 20.
You seriously think you could write it?
Any of us, it would be him. Make sure we get credit for the idea, though.
Later, at the end of at Ed and Jessica's apartment.
What are you up to, brother? You must never use my full-length mirror.
Trying to decide how fancy I should look for my date.
Can't help but notice that you look how you always look.
Yes, well, I've hit a snag. My only fancy clothes are for funerals.
Oh, brother, I expected better of you. Nina is a 12. You should have started stepping up your game as soon as you snagged her.
First of all, not helping. Secondly, do you really think she's ranks higher than a 10?
Do you not? She's so close to a human female perfection that even her flaws give her bonus points. You're wildly out of your league with her.
Yeah, right. No counter to that.
I think the only reason you aren't paralyzed by her beauty is you grew up with a solid 9 as your sister. That's just a theory.
A game theory. Not helping.
Come, brother, let's delve into my clothes archive. I'm sure I have something that will make you look dapper.
Not really into the idea of wearing your corpse clothing.
Honestly, I think you should probably just dress in your regular clothes. Nina doesn't strike me as one who's that concerned with outward beauty. Making an effort might make her feel special. Girls tend to remember that sort of thing. I humbly offer my services should you change your mind.
Jess, help brother. Brother wants help, please. Outside the library.
Hey, Carol, what's up? Hey, Patricia, right? It's me, but my friends call me Roulette. Sorry, I'm not great with new names.
It's cool. Just not used to being called by my real name anymore.
How did you come by that nickname? You like gambling?
It's not roulette, it's roulette. It's homophone and a portmanteau.
It's clearly something since it sounded like the same word to me.
It's spelled R-U-L-E-T-T-E.
Alright, homophone. Sure, Thomas said it before. You two know each other, right?
We used to, anyway. He's the one who nicknamed me.
Does love wordplay, but why roulette?
I tend to abuse the rules when I play games. I'm what is commonly known as a rules lawyer.
That doesn't sound like a fun thing to be.
Like many things, the fun of rules is situational. I enjoy it immensely. Other players, maybe not so much.
So Thomas didn't care for it then?
But unless it benefited him in some way, and that wasn't, typical of my playstyle.
think I understand the dynamic. Fine line between knowing the rules and abusing them. And I had a tendency to jump over that line often, quickly, and without much warning. Well, if nothing else, other players probably enjoy watching you jump around. Boing, boing. You got that right, sister. You and me both, am I right? I like you, Red. You're a cut up, ain't ya? We're friends now, right? Okay, yeah.
All right. And we'll call it there for now. Yeah. It's a good place as any to stop, because we're getting to a nice emotional scene. And we'll pick up next time on this thing that I'm doing. $10 if you know that reference. If not, no worries. It's just you have a chance to go find something new. Now, let's see who is online for us to raid. Ooh. Amandal's online. Let's see who else is online. Ooh, Geddon's online. Could raid into Geddon. Got here too late. Oh, yeah, we just finished up. But don't worry. I'm pretty sure I've said this a few times, but I am recording this run through the comic this time. It'll be on YouTube eventually, and I can definitely share you the links to all of them. So you don't have to worry. It's gonna be there. Those are gonna be up in a few months though, because I have a few logs of VODs. Let's see. Yeah, I'm glad. I'll definitely send them your way once they start getting posted. Who can we raid into? Here's Geddon is online. Why does that keep happening? Ooh, Skyheart's online. How long has he been? Okay. Skyheart's online. Juzo's online. Ooh, so many choices. So many choices. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we can raid into good games. Good game is awesome. There we go. Yes. There we are. The raid is set up. Thank you everybody so much for being here. If indeed you still are, tell the people you love that you love them. Give them a hug. Take care of yourselves. Get some water. Get some food. Do all of that jazz. I will be over on the other site streaming in a little bit eventually. That was redundant, but whatever. It means the same thing. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. I know I plan to. And I will see you tomorrow for another chill stream and then more streaming on the other site. And yeah, as always, our raid message is get appreciated, nerd. So yeah, just you can use that and with whatever emotes you plan on using. But until then, take care, y'all. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to love yourselves. Even if you think you don't, you do, because that's the truth. And until next time, bye.